Come in. The show's about to begin. Tonight, we have a special guest all the way from Los Angeles, California. We have OfficeDrummer. So, guys, I see you coming in. Let's get hyped in chat. Fire gang, come through. It's YenYorkCity Live here from New York City. Let's go.
What's up, everyone?
What's up? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to YenYorkCity Live. Tonight, we are very hyped. Fire gang, I see you coming through. I see you coming in. I see all our friends coming in through. I see Damo, drummer from Australia. What's up, Damo? I see Commanding Drums.
What up,
What's
dude?
up? And of course, OfficeDrummer, he's waiting for us, and we're gonna get hyped for him, guys, because this is a big deal. You know, we got him on the podcast, and it's one of those things that's like, we've had so many drummers, and then here comes a new guy coming in to Twitch, blowing it up from the very start. We're gonna find out how long he's been streaming. He started on Reddit, from what I know, and he's huge on Reddit, and then he came here, and he's the chief. He's owning stuff here on Twitch. Front page, baby, doing things, big things. He also has original music. And we're going to find out his whole journey, everything that makes him awesome.
He's coming out of the office, and he's also going to start building a corporation, so.
Yes. And it's just going to be one of those things that we're going to be able to talk to him and see what made him such an amazing streamer and drummer. Because, I mean, he's fire, okay, on drums. And I see you guys putting in those beautiful hearts. And you guys are going to get to know what makes, you know, the chief, the man. He's
the chief.
Yeah, he's the man. He's really doing things here on Twitch. And we're going to see how, you know, it all started and what made him want to come here on Twitch in the first place. Thanks for the follow, Tim Bitten.
We got Send Noodles.
Oh, Send Noodles.
I like noodles.
We just had noodles. We just had ramen on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we went to the Cherry Blossom Garden in Brooklyn. I took him to Brooklyn, you know, who's from Brooklyn? Shout out to anybody that's from Brooklyn. Yeah, so if you guys are new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Jens. That's Luna Satori, and we do a bunch of different kind of streams. We love having podcasts here on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we featured over, I don't know, probably 60-something drummers, because drummers are, you know, my favorite. You guys know I love the rhythm section. Give me some good drums. Give me some good bass. And last time we had a bass player, and tonight we have a drummer. Okay, no surprise. But we have some really good drummers coming up this month. We also have Corey H., drummer from Crimson. Well, he has like 4 bands, so I don't want to mess up any of the new stuff that's coming out. And he's going to be here on the end of the month. And we also have Drum Whispers next week. He's like the dad drummer around here, so that's gonna be fun getting to
father drummer.
Yeah, he's a father drummer, and yeah, he's gonna be doing a big meetup also at TwitchCon, so that's gonna be fun because we're gonna all get together. It's gonna be so many people that've been on the podcast, so that's gonna be really fun. But yeah, hey Debbie, my love, what's up? Welcome in.
Making money. What up, Debbie?
I see you, Eric. So yeah, we're gonna have fun tonight, and
we also have an emote created for OfficeDrummer. So after this, you guys will have that available on his channel. We built him a hype emote
with the tie.
With his tie and his shirt.
I love that one. I love the tie. I love the whole thing. Yeah, so it's so good, right? And I'm excited to get him on. And he's from Los Angeles, California. I'm from New York City. Both city people. We're gonna be doing East Coast, West Coast, and we're gonna be meeting up at TwitchCon because this year you know I'm going to TwitchCon again, and we're gonna have a big drummers meetup, and it's just gonna be hype. So without further ado, I want to bring out our beautiful new guest from Los Angeles, California, office drummer Rick. Rick, are you ready for me?
Let's go, baby!
Let's go!
Woo, let's do it! It's office drummer here at YenYorkCity City Live.
Right on the screen. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that beautiful
Oh
face.
my God! Look at that. That's that killer lady
He's a
smile.
ray of sunshine. He's just brightening up our day here.
I gotta say, he probably gets best smile out of the drummers. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are all beautiful in your own way, but that smile though, that smile.
Aw, thank you.
And it's always so fun to watch you on the drums because you're always about smiling and just being good vibes all the time. And I think that's a thing too. Like drummers, they just have that kind of more spunk, more. I mean, you guys need to have that energy, right? To be back there and make the noise and do everything and be the rhythm and give us something to dance to. So I gotta say thank you so much for giving us this time and space and just giving us your time so we can get to know what makes you freaking awesome.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's cool. Like you guys were saying, I'm new on Twitch, so I'm coming in and I'm making my rounds.
Coming in hot.
He's owning it.
Yes. I mean, it's been how many months now?
I think it's been just over 4 months.
Whoa. And you just made it to what, 20K? Like last weekend?
Yep. Actually yesterday we hit 20K.
Wow. Yeah, this weekend it was hype in there. I was in there in chat. I know some of you guys, Suckamani Drums was in there hanging out. Damo was in there hanging. A lot of our friends.
How many times were you throwing up on the front page there?
Yeah.
Well, we had like the true front page with like, a crap load of viewers, I think 3 times.
You had like 10 grand on there.
Yeah, we had, I think we maxed out at 12. Yeah, and the first time it happened was totally unexpected because Twitch kind of doesn't tell you what the heck they're going to do. They're just kind of like, just so you know, you might get a front page, you might not. Who knows? We don't know.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, so like I was scheduled to do it on a Tuesday. I had an actual front page thing scheduled. And then I was streaming on a Sunday, like the Sunday before the Tuesday. And that's when I hit front page the first time. And yeah, man, it was wild. And then for about a month, for 3 weeks, we had that promotion where we were in the carousel. And it was just, it really grew the stream a lot. So I'm really grateful for Twitch for doing that. And I hope to, work myself back into that promotion because, who wouldn't want that? So
do they reach out to you, or was, like you said, it was like half surprise, half like it was scheduled? How did they go about that?
They reached out to me. They said, hey, we want to give you this front page opportunity on Tuesday, May 27th, at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, of course, please.
Yeah.
And then, so like, yeah, the Sunday before there, I hit front page. So I don't know what the heck they do, but they have some kind of promotional program where basically any music streamer that you see, and you guys probably know this, but just for anyone watching, any music streamer that you see with like over 1,000 viewers is probably receiving this promotion. Because my takeaway from the whole thing is Twitch is really trying to grow their music channel, like the music category. So most of the carousel people, at least on my Twitch, I don't know if it's different for different users and stuff, are all musicians. And yeah, my goal basically, they sent me the email. They were like, you're going to have this promotion for 5 to 8 days and it might go on for longer. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stream every single day for these 5 to 8 days. And then I ended up having the promotion for like 3 weeks. So I freaking streamed my ass off like the entire time.
Yeah, take advantage while you can, right?
Yeah, he was showing up. Showing up, that's the first step, right? And then once you show up, it's like boom, things just happen so quick.
Yeah, and like streaming is by far my favorite thing. Like I love doing this. I love drumming, and I've been drumming for 16 years. But streaming, like bringing streaming into it has just, I feel like for me it was a thing that I've been missing for years. Like I like playing in bands and working with people, but at the same time, like as a drummer, you're kind of like forced into a lot of situations that aren't really that fun, you know? And it's kind of ironic that I became the office drummer because in a lot of ways, drumming for other people and stuff and going on tours and doing shows, even if they were big shows and stuff, it didn't feel like anything to me. It didn't matter. I just felt like, oh, I might as well be working an office job.
Office drummer. Office drummer.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just so thankful to have found streaming, and then to like actually, you know, have people that support me to do it, and I'm just like seriously over the moon every day that I get to do it. And Twitch giving me that opportunity, I just wanted to run with it and show to them that like, hey, I'm your freaking guy, you know, I'm the guy you want to promote because I'm the guy that's gonna.
Because you're the chief.
Because I'm the chief.
True. Gang.
Gang.
Fire gang, that is.
So, like, are you able to stream on Reddit?
Yeah, I stream on Reddit. That's how I got my start. I started on Reddit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I think in December 2020, or yeah, because I streamed for an entire year just on Reddit from my phone. With like no production. I was just blasting the music in my room, like, and then just drumming on top of it. And Reddit has a front page mechanic as well. So basically on Reddit, either you have 20,000 viewers or you have like 20. So it's kind of a winner takes all situation on Reddit. And I somehow managed to kind of figure out a formula or like just a way of my stream that like I could get on the front page basically every time. So I kind of established myself on Reddit, and then I wasn't streaming on Twitch because my studio here, I have a music studio, I couldn't get good internet here. So it was seriously for like a year, it was such a pain in the ass. I had all these disconnection problems and stuff, and I couldn't get good internet, and then after a year I was starting to burn out on Reddit, I think, and I think people on Reddit were kind of like there was a thread about me on Reddit with 14,000 upvotes about kind of like how, like, why am I always on their page? Like 14,000 people
He's
like
hacking.
upvoted, like, why is this guy always on my Reddit? And so I kind of felt like the shift on like maybe like the perception of me. And so I felt like it was time to kind of like, you know, put Reddit into the back seat and take on this new journey. And I didn't expect Twitch to recognize me or help me out in any kind of way. So like I said earlier, I'm just so grateful for that, and hopefully I can get myself back into that situation. But
so a lot of the people that are coming over from, are they all coming over from Reddit that you've that when you started streaming? Is everyone here, are they from Reddit?
Who came here from Reddit that's been following and been a true boo to Chief? Who's here coming?
Yeah. Everyone in the chat that I recognize is from Reddit.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
And who is here that follows him from the front page?
Yeah, who discovered him on Twitch? Because it's cool to see who actually came from like your tried and true crew, you know, and then who found you on Twitch. Reddit here.
Reddit here. Discovered him on Reddit. Nice.
Meat Lover is from Twitch.
Mega Mike, what's up, honey?
Oh, and Magical. Oh, Mega Mike, what's up, my dude? How you doing?
Oh, dude.
That's awesome.
Wow, yeah.
So you got a lot of good support that brought you up, like that also helps, you know, like with your numbers and stuff, and help that boost, so that them coming over and giving Twitch even an opportunity to come watch you, because I know some people, it's tough to get people to come over to from one platform to another, and if they didn't already have that account, you know, and it's awesome that you have those, you know, dedicated followers and viewers and supporters that are willing to come and, you know, follow your journey elsewhere.
MJZ is just like, I just look at him
through the window.
Yeah, I think maybe the reason Twitch even like recognized me was because I was really, when I started making the transition into Twitch and I saw like the creative potential and what I can do with my stream on Twitch, then I was just like, okay, well, Reddit is like, it's cool, but I mean, there's so much to say about RPAN, which is Reddit's live streaming thing, and just kind of, or maybe it's not so much to say, it's just like the lack of things that they are trying to do with it that doesn't really give me confidence in its like future. So it was definitely time to come over, and I was pulling everybody in, and you know, I was able to get, you know, a bunch of people to come over. Thankfully, I fucking love you guys.
That's awesome.
And I think that's why Twitch noticed me even at all, because I was able to do that. So the Fire Gang,
Fire gang, Fire gang. Let's see all the fires in chat. What do you say in your stream? I always love what you say when you
we
hype.
get some fires in the chat. Let's
Yes,
go.
let's go. Oh my god, the energy in there is intense and I love it. And you go on for like hours, and it's like sometimes even 7 hours. Do you have like a limit that you're like, okay, like this is when I should stream? And do you have any regimens? And I asked Mega Mike this when he was on in December. Do you stretch? Do you have a regimen so that when you go and you know you go live, you're like, okay, I'm ready? Do you have that?
Definitely. Hey, Sen Noodles, what's up? Good to see that you finally made it to Twitch. Yeah, so, like, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I actually do have a lot to say about that, because, when I was streaming on Reddit, I could, like, only stream for, like, 3 hours at a time, just physically. And I started to have, like, a bunch of, like, health problems. I haven't really, like, talked about it a lot, but it's fine talking about it. Like I was starting to have panic attacks, and just, like, I was just feeling weak. I don't know how to describe it. Like, just not feeling healthy. Even though, I don't know if it was burnout or what, but, like, so I had to stop drinking alcohol. I'm smoking, like, way less weed.
He's hesitant of pulling that one out. He's like,
I still partake, but in a much smaller way. And yeah, so for me, like, now it's all about my diet, and now I can stream for like up to 6 hours.
Do you feel a difference?
Yeah, sometimes like 7. I feel totally different. Like, it's forced me to be more healthy, and I think that's good for me, because my life has always kind of been like this dichotomy between unhealthy decisions and healthy decisions, and I feel like drums in some ways has led me into unhealthy decisions, like when you're on tour and stuff and you end up drinking a lot or eating bad food. But it's also led me into like healthy decisions of like, okay, well, I guess I'm an athlete, like, so I better treat myself like that, because I want to be streaming for 5 years, you know, or 5 years from now, I still want to be streaming. I want to be streaming for 10 years, you know. This is what I want to do. I don't, like, I know a lot of people, a lot of musicians, they stream as like a side thing. Like, and then they're hoping maybe they can go on tour and stuff like that. Dude, yeah. I don't want to do that. I mean, honestly, like, I like going home. I like hanging out with my dogs. I like being able to see my girlfriend. I toured for, you know, 6-7 years, like, nearly straight. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to play for 6 hours a night. Like, playing is my favorite part, you know? And when you're on tour, it's like, it's all traveling. Maybe you have an hour on stage, and it's like, I mean, it's a glorious hour, don't get me wrong, but just, it's, for me, it's not worth it.
It's more work than fun.
It's more work than fun, and streaming is more fun than work.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Especially if you have everything ready, ready to go and set up. You just hit start broadcast, you're ready to go. You know,
exactly.
You have to worry about tear down. You have to worry about, you know,
people stealing your stuff on tour because it's happened to him.
Yeah,
him.
my cymbals are all gone. It was $2,000 worth of cymbals gone.
Jesus.
He has symbols now, but that was a while back. But that's out.
It was a learning lesson.
Yeah, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
But then also like the driving, and then you like sometimes you don't know where you're gonna sleep, and it's like, oh, it's Tuesday night, like we're on the road, we might as well play a show, and you end up playing like the most heartbreakingly boring show, or you know, it's just like it's just so up and down. Like I prefer much more just to like be steady than have these ups and downs, and so yeah, like, well, I guess basically all I'm trying to say is that I've found my lane, you know, and I feel really confident, like, doing what I do, I guess. And like I expressed that to Twitch when I applied for partner, and I think that's maybe partially why they gave me the promotion as well, because I have experience playing in front of thousands of people on Reddit. I told them straight up, like, I feel confident doing this, kind of nudging them like, hey, give me that promotion, you know?
Yeah.
Like hello, I'm the chief.
I'm here. I'm gonna take over
I'm
Twitch.
bringing people.
I'm bringing people over. I'm giving you business.
Like, what you don't want me here? Come on.
Give me
like,
that stamp of
that
approval.
back.
Give me that stamp of approval.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, please.
Be smart,
Please.
Twitch. Be smart. This is a no-brainer.
This is what I want to do. I'm not doing this as a way to catapult myself to do something else. I'm using everything else to catapult myself into this. So that's where my head's at.
That's awesome.
So you started in 2020 on Reddit, you said?
Yeah, in December.
Wow.
Yeah, in December in 2020. Yep.
So was it the whole lockdown, I can't tour right now, let me just stream because I need to get it out of my system? Did that make you go on Reddit in the first place and then start your streaming journey? How did that start?
Yeah. Actually, I had kind of given up on drums, like because I've been pursuing drums, quote unquote, professionally for like, at that point, I guess 14 years, or 15 years, and I wasn't making any money. Like, I've never made any money doing music, whether I was touring or stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, we generated revenue, but there wasn't, any profit really. And so I've always been working other jobs, and so I gave up. I was like, okay, well, I'm getting old. Like, I didn't just turn 30, but I'm 30, and I was like, I have a long-term girlfriend and stuff. It's like, well, if we want to have a life, like a family, a house and stuff, like I'm gonna have to find something else. And so in my mind, I had kind of made the conscious decision of like, okay, this is not gonna be it for me, which was really hard to accept, because I've pursued it so hard for so long.
Yeah.
And so I started going back to school, and studying computer programming, and I was, I've been on Reddit for like over 10 years, and I noticed their live streaming thing, and then I noticed, like, and this isn't just disparage anyone, but like the people who are getting on front page, like, I was like, well, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
Like
I could do
that could be me.
Mm-hmm.
Or really, the way I thought about it was, I had a friend who's a music producer, and he had all the synth set up, and he was showing me how he was using them all in combination. I was like, dude, you should stream on Reddit, because this could be an opportunity for you. And he was like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, but he said, I'll do it if you do it with me. So he had a character who had a red tie and a white shirt and white shoes, white sneakers with beige pants,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, okay, well, I'll dress up as your character, we'll both dress up that way, and then we can do a live stream and just improvise music on Reddit. And we did that a few times, and then he kind of wasn't interested in it, and then I kind of started doing it on my own, and I kind of kept the outfit, and
oh man, what is he doing now?
He's a professional musician.
Mm-hmm.
He's on tour right now. He's gonna play Glastonbury this year and stuff. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, no, he's like the opposite of me.
The look. Then did he inspire it?
Yeah, he inspired it. His name's Tyler McCarthy. His Instagram handle is I like guitars a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, I like guitars a lot. So shout out Tyler. I told him, hey, I'll never pretend like I came up with this, man. I'll always say it was you, because. And I think that's been true about my stream, just in general, is like, most of the good ideas on my stream weren't mine. Like, most of the music that I play, obviously I don't choose, but then also, like, the music that I do choose was stuff that, like, people kept asking me to play, telling me to play, and then once I started playing those songs, I started having some success. So I think a lot of people are too precious about, well, I'm not trying to make a point or anything, but I think it's just like, in this life, like, we just want to have fun, we just want to do what's cool, and like, I'm just doing what people are going to enjoy, and that's been working out for me. So,
and you handle your streams a little differently than most. Like, you have a kind of really like a strict format on, you know, how people are to send you songs and what you want to
Yeah.
play, you know.
And actually,
I like
I had an
it.
issue with that yesterday. I had to ban someone because he came in and he called me a shameless sellout streamer for
What?
requiring donations, and so I banned him, and he sent me all these messages. But yeah, no, I do, and you know what, like I think that came out of the Reddit thing, because here's the thing about requests is that this might not be everyone's experience, but in my experience, once I made the $5 minimum requirement to request a song, the quality of the request went way up, because people are like, they're gonna pick songs, like they're gonna pick the song that they really want. They're not gonna just pick any song.
Like Tool.
You know what I mean? So I think it's helped in that aspect, but also, I mean, you know, like, just because, and I said this yesterday on stream, like, just because everyone else is doing something a certain way,
Right.
doesn't mean that that's the right way of doing it.
Preach.
You know, like,
And
I actually think that more people should adopt my model of what I'm doing, because I just think that people are, like, afraid, maybe.
Yeah.
But
You know, I've been in like, I started to get the mindset of, like, you know, if you want to treat this like a business, it's got to be like a business, right? You're not like a jukebox where someone's going to send you requests and you're playing at their demand, you know?
yeah,
And-
exactly. And then once you start giving people that kind of control over you, in a way, it's like it gets really weird really fast. And that's, I mean, I used to do it that way, and it was always so uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
people are just so demanding, like, they just expect the fucking world from you just because you're live there to quote unquote entertain them. Like, I mean, like, this is a back and forth thing, you know what I mean? Like,
Even a jukebox
Like-
asks for money. Yes, they do. $1 at least,
Yes.
right? 50 cents.
yeah. And it's like, I mean, it is kind of awkward to talk about, like, money and stuff like that, but
Know your worth. Like I always tell everyone, know your worth, and then you're telling the public, look, this is my rules. This is, you want to hang out in the stream and you enjoy it. This is how we do it here.
Yep.
There's a lot of
Yeah, and
streamers
you know-
out there.
yeah,
They're not
and,
all
like,
the chief, you know.
Yeah, they're not the chief.
it's not even that I think I'm, like, so much more valuable than everyone else. I just think, like, this is a way that you can do it, and it literally allows me to continue doing it. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, if I didn't do it this way, I wouldn't be able to stream. Like, I wouldn't be able to make this my focus. Like,
Right.
so
I mean, you have a lot of investment, you know, and there's a lot of, like, overhead that you have to catch up with. And if, you know, streams can support that, why not?
yeah, exactly. And I never expected to get here, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I remember, like, when it first started happening, and I was like, oh my god, I made $70 this stream, like, in 3.5 hours. I was like, okay, so I have to stream how many hours a week to pay for my studio rent? You know what I mean?
Boom.
Yeah.
See,
And
smart.
So it's just like, it's just built from there, and now I can buy lights and stuff, you know, and, like, so I'm always trying to reinvest back. Like, I'm super inspired by, like, Mr. Beast, someone who
Oh yeah.
who isn't just hoarding all this money. Like I do want to do good with what I'm able to do, and I want to be able to obviously improve my show, and I also want to give back. You know, like, we were able to raise $8,000 for the people of Ukraine in
Wow.
one stream and stuff like that. So it's not just about, you know, me making money. It's about, you know, how can I use this as a way to do good in the future, and to also be able to continue doing this and to be able to continue doing good. So
Right, I mean,
That's at least
it's all
my hope
going to
and
be an
my
investment
goal.
back into what you do already. So it's, you know, you're
And
increasing
he's
your
giving back. He's giving back and using
Yeah.
the platform and his power as a good way to help other people that need it too. That's beautiful. I love that. And I love Mr. Beast too. He does so much
dude, Mr.
stuff.
Beast
Yeah.
is like my North Star right now.
I love that. North Star.
Follow that path.
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's very inspiring because when he started and where he's at and how much he gives back and everything he does, it really matters. And he's making a difference in the world with the platform that he's on. So that's huge.
And then on top of it all, it's not like you're not giving anything for free. You're still giving free content nonetheless. You know, it's
Totally,
all
yeah.
it's all optional.
Anyone can watch the show. You
Yeah.
know, anyone can watch the show. And but yeah, I think I've said enough about that because I also I went off yesterday about it too. And
yeah, we feel that. We feel that.
Yeah.
And we totally like to talk about those kind of things because some people are afraid to talk about it, but that's why we have these shows, because I think it's important and everyone has their viewpoint. But if you know more about how everyone feels, then
people can learn from it.
You can understand where we're coming from, because it takes a lot just to go live and have everything set up and the craft and just doing it for so many years, like you said. And you're like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the damn thing, and I'm going to really put a lot of effort. And if you don't see the return and you're like you're saying, jukebox, you're not feeling it, it's almost like you start becoming bitter and it's not fun anymore. So
I stopped drumming for a little while because I started getting tired of like playing things I'm not enjoying, you know, and I'm like, I gotta figure out a way to fix this.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. You have to find your thing too, and like what makes you want to show up every day. And then it just becomes something really enjoyable, and everyone enjoys it because they see your smile and they see how, you know, the energy, and it's a give and take. You give that energy and they receive it, and it's like that's why they're like they want to help you because they want to see you shine. So it's all like, you know, it's a figure eight. That's what I say. It always comes back. Everything you put out comes back to you, baby. So make sure it's good energy because it always comes back to you, right? So I love it. I love it.
And by the way, Commanding Drums, thanks so much for the freaking sub. Let's go.
Yes,
Can we get some prayers
Commanding.
in the chat for Commanding Drums? Let's go.
Let's go.
Now I get to use my emote.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
you
do
can.
it. Let's do it.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Hype!
Hype.
Nice.
All the
Fire
fun.
hype.
Fire gang. And guys, also,
Oh, yeah.
if you have any questions, you know, and I see it in chat, we'll ask. We'll ask
And
Greg.
anything that we've talked about so far, have any of you heard this before? Because if so, we're not doing our jobs. We gotta find things that you guys don't know as well. So.
So what's the one thing that you've learned from streaming that are the do's and don'ts? Because I love asking.
Yeah, streaming
this.
etiquettes.
Yes, etiquette.
That's a good question. Well, maybe not a do or a don't, but one thing that I learned is that like there are so many nice people on the internet. Like I feel like the internet, Reddit, Twitch, it gets a bad rap of like, oh, there's trolls and stuff. Like, no, dude. 99% of people are so sweet, so supportive, just the best people that you could ask for. So I think maybe like to turn that into a do, it's just like just be open to people's kindness and just try to, you know, give it back and that's a bad do. I don't know.
You want to do that over again?
Yeah. Maybe, well, let me think about that. A do and don't of streaming. Okay. This is advice that I like to give. I think a do is stream whatever you feel most confident doing. So don't stream games because people stream games. Don't stream music because people stream music. Just stream whatever you feel the most confident doing. And I think if you can find some way to get eyes on that, then you'll probably have some success with streaming.
Yeah, that's true. That you have to find what you love doing, because like not everyone's gonna watch somebody play a video game, and then not everyone's gonna be like, you know, down for, I don't know, different kinds of streams. Like I like doing IRLs, but they're not as popular as the podcast. You know, like not everyone wants to see me walk around Times Square. You know what I mean?
Hype train!
Hype train! Thank you so much for. Oh my God, the hype train was going on.
Jeez.
Let's
Choo
go.
choo, let's go. Thank you so much for the follows and everything. I mean, I will thank everyone at the end of the stream. It's like, you know, back and forth. I don't want to be rude either, but I don't want to be rude to you guys. You guys are amazing, freaking rock. Just coming in, and thanks for the follows, the cheers. Oh, Papa. Thank you so much for that 100 biddies. Oh my gosh.
They're trying to get the train emote.
Oh, the train emote.
Papa Squatch did make a good point. He said, do get yourself a fire team to do the boring stuff behind the scenes.
fire team,
and
yeah.
actually, Well, I've been so lucky to have people like Papa Squatch, Release Into the Wild, Fractal Tsunami, and just like help me out so much behind the scenes. Like they've made my website. I should say our website, and like they made our merch and stuff like that. And so I think a good do would be let people help you. You know, like I think a lot of people want to have total control over what they're doing, but if I could tie it into what I was saying earlier, it's like most of the best ideas about my stream I didn't even come up with. So I think maybe that's one of my strengths, is just like kind of getting out of the way and just letting things happen,
letting people like help support you and not like
Yeah.
you worry about things so much about it. Like I have a tendency of like, you know, having my hands on everything because I want to make sure everything is good to go and everything is like working. And if I don't see it, if I'm not there, I'm gonna go crazy because I'm worried that things might fall apart. So it's you know, and that's another conversation we could have too. Is that you know, finding the right like people that would support you in that sense. Like, how do you know that you can trust this individual and give them that kind of like, you know, power in a sense to, hey, I'm going to give you this moderation capability, you know, go ham and just don't ruin me, you know?
Yeah,
like don't be banning people.
I give you the sword. Here's the sword.
Yeah, like we're trying to, like, for us, like we're not like we're you know, playing it safe in a sense, but it's in a trustworthy sense. Like we're trying to find the people that we feel comfortable with, that is willing to support us, but at the same time we're comfortable with them, you know, being able to take control of certain things. So
But the community is everything. Everything is community, and I mean, you can see it with everyone in chat also. And when you go to different people's streams, and another thing I gotta point out, because a lot of my drummer friends, all you guys, drum fam, you guys know we're like, the drum fam is really tight. We run deep and we are close, all of us. And you'll see us in each other's stream, and we're always supporting each other. And it's like, I've been to a lot of different communities, and I tell you, the drummers, they're there for you. And I don't know what it is, right? What is it that makes drummers just a little bit more like chill and down to earth? Because it's not a competition. Everyone has their own thing, you know, like OfficeDrummer with his tie and his smile, and just like his vibe is his vibe, you know. And then we have Mega Mike. Mega Mike is like with the blast speech, you know, going nuts, right? And then you have MJC with the lights and everything. That's his thing, you know. Mr. Gregos has like 25 cameras above and below. We had him last spring. He was amazing, crazy. Just so many people. So it's like, it's all about supporting and being the community, really. And you'll see each other in each other's streams. And I always see OfficeDrummer saying what's up, and he does not hide. He's like, hey guys. I love seeing that, because some people, they don't really do that. They'll just like, you know, they'll stream, and we're very busy, and he is very busy, but yet he still shows up, you know, and says hi here and there, and a lot of streamers streams, and we all appreciate seeing that.
I mean, I've noticed that too about drummers, is like we just all support each other, and like, I don't know why, but maybe it has to do with like, you don't get into drums to be famous. Like, if you want to be like the face of something, you become a singer or a guitar player. And I've noticed that with other guitar streamers and stuff, talking to them, sometimes they get jealous of other guitar. But I feel like all the drum streamers are all just like friends and hanging out. And yeah, I love to go to other people's streams because I genuinely love drums, you know, like and I love watching people play drums, and I love watching people who play drums well. So to me, it doesn't matter how many viewers you have. I mean, like, you know, I've had no one paying attention or caring about what I've been doing for 15 years. So, like, I still feel like that. Like, I still feel like, well, I just do this because I love it. And so, I just, when I see other people the same way, I just can relate to that. And to me, it doesn't matter how many people are watching or how many followers they have or whatever. It's just, you know, do you love drums? If the answer is yes, then I will watch you, you know, and I'll support you.
Oh, that means a lot to me. That means a lot. Just you coming here and giving us, this space and time to be with you.
Do you love drums? No, then I'm not watching you.
It's something about drummers. Like, I love watching drummers because it's just like the energy and the rhythm and everything, and they're just super chill and always down to come on the podcast. Usually, like, it's always the drummers that are like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." But yeah, sometimes guitarists are
Someone else
different.
wants to talk to us, so finally, when someone wants to hear what we say, normally the singers, we'll give out a suggestion and be like, "Yeah, we're gonna put that one on the fridge." So
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it on the archive. We'll come back to it later.
yeah.
So Rick, when did you start picking up the drums? When did you fall in love and say, "That's it, I want a drum set"? And how old were you?
I think I was in second grade when I fell in love with the drums, or third grade, because I remember in elementary school we had this like assembly where they were trying to get people to join orchestra, and there was just a dude playing snare drum, like this like Korean guy. I think he was like 2 grades above me, and like in my mind he was just so good, and just seeing him hit that snare drum was like, I was so drawn to it, and I joined orchestra and I played snare drum and I absolutely hated it. Like reading the music and stuff. So I just wanted to play drum set, but I wasn't able to get a drum set till I was 14, and I finally convinced my mom to get me a drum set.
Oh.
And and then I think I joined my first band when I was 16. Like 14, I played drums and stuff, but I wasn't like super serious about it. But I still loved playing drums, and like me and my friends, we'd play like some Ramones songs or stuff like that. And then once I turned 16, I just became hyper obsessed with practicing and learning drums and like being in a band. And like that hyper obsession was until I was probably about 25. And then I started getting into music production, and I started playing drums less. And that's like after my band broke up, and I kind of realized like maybe drums isn't the way that I'm gonna get my life the way that I want it to, or maybe it isn't what I thought it was, like being a drummer in a band and stuff like that. But yeah, 14 was when I got my drum set. 16 was when I joined my first band, and then until I was 25, I was just like literally obsessed with becoming a better drummer and drumming. And that's kind of how I got here, I guess. I mean, I'm not like anywhere near as good as some of these other drummers, even on Twitch, and so I definitely have a lot of room to improve, but I think there's other things that I do that that make me fun to watch, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, everyone has their thing, like even like every skill level has something specific, right? So like I'm a very progressive drummer, and then there's those blazing fast metal drummers that are like, wow, like I can't do that. But do they make them
like Mega Mike? Like
they make
Mega
them
Mike,
better?
Yeah.
And like his feet are like insane, and I'm just like, yeah, I'd have to dedicate so many hours to do that. Like
I joined like the drum off, like Guitar Center drum offs, and I won like 4 store finals. But the purpose of that was to get to that point. Like I had to play these drum offs for like years for me to get anywhere to the point where I get that kind of recognition. And for playing these drum offs, it's like what I learned was, everyone was playing, but they're not playing to compete. And at the first time I was playing to compete. Like I was like battling, trying to like win over these like chops and like tricks and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't think that way. So what makes them better than me is the fact that they're just having fun playing, right? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter their skill level. It doesn't matter, how good or bad they are. They just thoroughly enjoy playing. And that's what kind of sets them apart from like those that are really trying harder to get better,
Yeah, and honestly, being quote unquote really good at drums is overrated anyways. Like the only people who really care are other drummers. And like I mean, if you look at the most successful drummers of all time, they're not drummers. They're Ringo Starr, Dave Grohl, Phil Collins. Like they're good drummers, but like to me, part of the thing about being a musician, I think that a lot of musicians forget about is like, first of all, you don't want your audience to be other musicians. You want your audience to be the general public. It's like when I go to a movie and I'm watching a good movie, I'm not thinking about how the editing is. I'm not thinking about the lighting. I'm just like captivated in the moment. And there's kind of like there's kind of like this barrier to entry where like if I knew stuff about all that, then I would be thinking about that. But since I'm just a general audience, since it hits this level of quality, I personally can't differentiate between something higher quality or maybe slightly lower quality or something. And it's the same with music. It's like once you pass this kind of threshold in ability, the general public can't really differentiate between someone who's a lot better than you, or just maybe slightly better than you, or slightly worse than you. It's like they can just see that you're like at a level that's beyond what they could fathom, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Sure.
It does. and there's always room to grow too, right? So and tricks and things that people every drummer has something that they're specializing in. Like if it's not blast beats, it's the progressive stuff, the technical stuff, right? Like he does a lot of like dream theater stuff. And then there's drummers that do their blast
But you can have that kind of skill, but at the end of the day, like who are you as a person? You know, like, are you fun to talk to? Are you engaging? Are you?
Well, he's a perfect example. Chief is a perfect example that he has like the whole package. You know, he's fun to watch.
You're winning.
Yes, you have everything, baby. You got it all. You know, and that, I mean, it shows. It shows because people keep coming back to watch you because you're so engaging. And it's fun to actually have that interaction on a platform because we didn't have that before. We didn't have that where we can actually interact with the artist and, you know, like, yeah, you know, like hype and chat. And then it's like that energy goes and flows and you're a drummer. So, I mean, it's fun already as it is.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that's a great point. And like sometimes when I'm trying to explain streaming to like my family or relatives or something and they just don't get it, I'm like, imagine if you went to a concert and you went to go see maybe one of your favorite bands, and you're standing out in the crowd, and the lead singer sees you, and he's like, "Hey, it's that fucking guy, man, that guy rock." Like that just like would make the whole night for you, and I feel like that's why streaming is so popular, or like what keeps people engaged with streaming. It's like they feel like they have that connection, like. They're not just in the crowd watching something, like they're actually part of it and they're like recognized as part of it and their contribution matters even if it's just them watching or just typing in the chat, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It's a formula, right? Is it a formula to have like the engagement and also people don't understand unless they're in it, like they're in it and they experience it and they're like, oh, I get it now because I'm a streamer now and I'm streaming. And then when you start, it's like a small group and then you see that group come back, more people come back. And that is when you're like, oh, like I'm getting a community now. There's people that actually enjoy this. And then you show up and then, you know, then the raids. I love the raids because you discover so many new friends that way. I have so many people that from a raid, I'm like, what? I didn't know about this person. And I love that about Twitch, the raids, you know, and it's
definitely the
raids. How do you feel? I'm sorry. Like, I always feel like you stream because you're in California and I'm in New York. So I stay up till like 2:00 in the morning and then that's it. I'm like, I'm done. Right. But you were going on and I fell asleep watching you and I'm like, damn it, I always fall asleep. I don't see the raids. I love going into raids and I can just imagine somebody's face like seeing such a raid. Like the other day, there was a raid on your channel of like 1,500 or something.
Shaquisha.
Yes, Shaquisha. Yeah. Yes. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, you already had like 700 people in there. But then he came in and he was a gamer, right? He was like a gamer, or was he another musician?
A gamer, and actually I recognized his name later on. I realized like I watched the streamer awards that Cutie Cinderella put on, and he was like nominated for one of the categories.
He's big.
And I went back and watched some of his stream, and he's so mellow. I was like, oh my god, how is this guy so relaxed, you know? Like he's literally just like, okay, guys, now we're gonna play this game. But he's like 2,000 viewers. I'm like, damn, dude, I'd be like jumping off the walls.
Yes, and didn't he request Tool?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yes. See, that's why I remember.
He wanted me to play Undertow. I never heard it before. Yeah,
that's
I played it.
Old school. That's like really OG Tool right there. That's cool. I was like, oh, this guy is cool, and then I went to check him out too, just because of that, you know. Plus, that's great, you know. So that is what I mean. And I saw your face, and you were like, wait, and you saw the number, and I was like, that's great. Just being able to see that.
It's crazy. And you know, we also had another stream from another variety streamer named Nags the other day. And like, for example, there's Gustavo in the chat right now, and Gustavo came from Nags' stream, and now I've developed this relationship kind of with Nags and some of his community. And I agree. The raid aspect of Twitch is super duper cool. Usually most people tune out, you know, like you raid and then you lose like 90% of those viewers pretty fast. So it's I think it's maybe not the best strategy for growth on Twitch, because it seems like discoverability and stuff on Twitch is super low. So Twitch, it seems like you have to be pulling people from the outside in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless you're receiving some kind of promotion or something like that. And also, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat, and they're making a fantastic point that I want to bring up. And it's like with a stream too, like I feel like so far we've talked about me and what I do, but really it's the community, you know. And like I think the community is a bigger portion than the streamer itself. I think the streamer is certainly a portion of it, but it's probably like 60% community, 40% streamer.
What's a streamer without their community?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, without the community and just people coming and watching and becoming friends with each other, like that's really one of the most beautiful things for me, is like when I see people become friends with each other. Like, actually, we had 2 people in our Discord start dating and like go out and meet each other. They broke up. They broke up and they both left the Discord after. But
boo!
Kind of like, you know, those shit we eat, right? At work or something.
Not at work, not at the office. They didn't learn. See,
not at the office.
Yeah, so I mean, it's okay, but that's another part about maybe my side of things that people don't maybe see, is like the coming and going of people. It's like you might have some people that are super supportive of the stream and tune into every stream for a week, or maybe it's a month, or maybe it's 6 months, or maybe it's a year. But people are gonna get what they need out of the stream, and then maybe they'll move on. And as a streamer, you have to be okay with that, you know? Like, I remember when I first found some people who felt like my core, like these are my people who are gonna come to every stream, and then you start to see them not show up, and you wonder, oh, is it something that I did, or you know? But it's just the nature of things, and so with streaming, you do need to always kind of be trying to pull in new people and keep it fresh and stuff, and it can be heartbreaking. Someone who you felt so close with, you felt such a connection with, now they're gone, you know, and it's kind of like, oh no. But I think it's something that you have to be okay with, and realize that people come in, they get what they need out of it, and sometimes they leave, and the fact that we were able to have a connection at all is awesome. So
I think that's a great point, and we've seen that, like it's almost like a revolving door of crowds, and we met on a different platform together, and we both started streaming here, and it's funny because then we became a couple. So I mean, you know, it happens, right? But it's something that we didn't plan, but that ended up dying. That platform and all the people we met died with it. We did it. A lot of people. I think only one person, and he's a mod right now, making money. He's known us since like 2016 from the other platform, and you know, it died. And then guess what? Because we came here and we started growing here slowly, then we ended up having some people, you know, migrate here, but a lot of them didn't, and we had to be like, well, that happens, you know. So you have to be okay with it, because it's gonna be like that. Like in life, everything is like that, right? Like we outgrow friends and friendship, just like some people stay in our lives for just a moment because they needed something, an inspiration or something, or just to have a good time, right? And then that's it, and then they're off. and you just hope that they left and you left them better than when you received them, when you first met them. And I'm sure you do that to a lot of people, especially in the pandemic. Everyone was home and they were watching a lot of music streamers because they missed the live music. But with Twitch, they at least had that aspect of communication and interaction with the musician. So I think that's what made people really love things like streaming, and streamers, right?
Yeah, totally. And you know what? If you live like in the middle of, I don't know, Minnesota, or I don't know, Indiana, or somewhere where it's not LA or New York, like, you don't get access to this stuff, like, yeah. I grew up in LA, I'm born and raised here, and it didn't even really cross my mind the level of things that I could go to and participate in until I started touring and started going out. And like we toured in Russia and Ukraine, and just like the way people react when they find out just this band from America came all the way out there, and just how much it affects them, and how just appreciative they are for you to have made that journey just to come out to play for them. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a spoiled dude, in the sense that
yes,
I'm born and raised in LA. Like, I could go see anyone play anytime that I want, but for 90% of the world, it's not like that. And so a platform like Twitch, or streaming in general, it lets people be part in that wherever they are in the world. And I think that that's what is so freaking cool about it, is you get that kind of relationship, and you get that kind of firsthand experience, and you get to take part no matter where you are in the world. And that it's only going to continue down that path in my mind. It's only going to be more and more this space is only going to grow, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
If you're providing the experience, right? People are living vicariously through you if they can't be there. So it's like you have this opportunity to showcase like your world, and people that want to be a part of it will be a part of it.
They're along the ride. They're coming for the ride, whether it's just for like a few stops.
I would also say that we're building it together. Yeah. At least in my case, in my personal case. Since I'm not an established musician, I haven't been in a big band, I'm not famous, I'm just a regular guy who just started streaming, and we've built this thing together. So it's like we're building a new space, at least in my case. So I'm so freaking thankful of the community and the Fire Gang and all the support. And
Fire Gang!
Fire Gang in chat. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you so much for that gift of sub to Tyson Dang.
Tyson Dang.
What's up, honey? Yeah, we got OfficeDrummer here today with us from Los Angeles, California, and he's telling us how amazing it is to be in such a community where there's so much that everyone just comes in and gets to know him. And so we're getting to know him on a deeper level today. And I wanted to, show a few clips of him too doing his thing, because he's redoing his studio right now. So you guys better get ready, because he's doing things behind the scenes, right? Can you tell us a little bit about it, what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so first of all, I have this desk that's been like the freaking bane of my existence for the entire time I've been streaming. And I finally got rolling monitor stands, so I can put my monitors on stands and get rid of this desk. And then I can finally expand this green screen onto this corner of my wall, because I have a green screen in front of me. So now I can basically have half of my studio green screen and half of it practical. And so I'm building the green screen, I'm putting the monitors on, I'm redoing the arrangement of everything. And on screen, I try to keep as few microphones or cables or whatever. But like behind the cameras, it's a fucking mess. I have so many cables, like, because I keep adding things without redoing my studio, and I'm sure so many people of you guys can relate. Where it's like I got it to a place where it was like so nice, the cables were all wrapped and everything, and then I kept adding new things, more cameras, more lights, blah blah blah, and it's just a mess again. So, with my schedule, I can either stream, I can work on my studio, or I can spend time with my girlfriend. And since my girlfriend and I have opposite schedules, she works during the day and then is off during the night, and I work at night and I'm off during the day, I don't get much opportunity to work on this stuff. So, like last night, I started taking stuff apart, and you can't see it, but
yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done before I go live on Wednesday.
Totally understand. We just like redid like or we shifted over my desk and try to get a nice spot for it. And
he's always moving his
I'm
drum
always moving
set.
things everywhere. Just
Yeah.
I'm like I get ideas and I'm like, I want to try this, and then it'll work out for like a couple of months, and I'm like, I want to try something different now.
I time it every 3 months. He has to like change something or get something new, or like it's just never enough. And it's like, yeah, you're always improving and you're always doing stuff, but when do you? It's just like, when do you find the time sometimes, right? There's so much stuff being a streamer and having a life and doing all these things. So it's,
yeah.
it's
like,
lot.
oh yeah, I also have laundry, I have a girlfriend, I have dogs. I also need to eat, surprisingly.
Yes, and shower.
I need to take a shower. I need to go. I need to exercise. I need to study. I need to do school. I need to.
I would have thought that we actually had a life outside of streaming.
Yeah, I would have thought. And then also, oh yeah, I also need to stream.
Oh, yeah.
So
are you in any bands now, or you're just doing solo stuff?
yeah, I'm in a band called Rick and Dick, and actually I sent one of the videos is a Rick and Dick video.
Rick and Dick.
Let's watch it.
Let's watch one. So this one is Rick and Dick. Rick Dick Sick, live in UCLA.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing. I think it's like 8 minutes or something.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pop this on screen.
No shower, only new shower.
Here we go. Get this and let's play this. Let's see what this is. Let's see what you got going on here.
All right, let's see it.
Volume up. pretty sick.
Thank you.
Rick and Dick is sick.
Rick and Dick. How long is this?
This is groovy. Let's go.
Want to cut it there?
Really cool, man.
Does it get crazier or something?
It's another song, but I think the two videos are combined.
Okay. I'm curious how well he can see out of that mask.
Not very well at all. Yeah, not very well at all.
Dude, you were shredded, dude.
Ah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, he works out. He says he works out. He makes time to work out. Plus, being a drummer, you sweat a lot, right?
Drum muscles.
Like,
Yeah.
you guys need strong legs too.
Yeah, I started weightlifting a few years ago, and I love it. I think it's great. I think I always feel healthy and strong afterwards. So, I was honestly probably at my peak strength then. Like I stopped weightlifting during the pandemic because all the gyms were closed. I didn't have any equipment. So I'm not that jacked anymore, but yeah.
That's what all the bananas are for.
Yeah.
Yes, I love when he does that. He goes and he eats a banana. Is that like a thing every stream that you have to have a snack? Me and Tyson, we had ice cream.
Yeah, we had ice cream.
There he goes.
I'm about to run and get some bananas. Hold on.
I have 2 bananas there.
Bring in a banana. Hold on. Now you're getting me a banana now. Jeez.
Yes, Tyson, we had ice cream. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw Tyson does that. Like, I was watching his stream, and he was also eating an ice cream that time, and I was like, damn, that's fucking cool. I want to eat some ice cream.
It just makes everyone happy to have an ice cream before streaming.
There's only 2 bananas left.
It's okay, you can have it.
Okay.
Ice cream! Yeah, his emote is an ice cream emote too. So, guys, did you see the emote we made? It was the tie. So everyone gets an emote that's on the stream, on the podcast. It's kind of like a thank you for being awesome and giving us time. Like, this is Tyson. He had the ice cream. So we did an ice cream. And then there's the hype. There's the OfficeDrummer hype. There you go, making money. Thank you.
No, Tyson, I was watching your stream. You're eating an ice cream, and then like a week later, you did this podcast, and you had an ice cream, and I was like, oh, it's a thing. Okay.
Yeah, he said
we made it a thing now.
If you don't have an ice cream when I'm on the podcast, that's it.
He's shutting it down.
He's like, I'm
out. We can't do this. We can't do this podcast.
We have fun. That's the kind of stuff I love. Is that all the drummers are super fun, and I think they're the personality mostly. I don't know why they put them in the back. I always think they should be on a platform higher than everyone else so they could be shining more, you know. And that's why I love Tool, because Danny Carey gets so much spotlight, you know, and it's like that's one of my favorite drummers. So segue. What are your 5 top favorite drummers of all time?
Go.
Wait, he's eating a banana. Wait, did he finish his banana yet?
I've eaten my banana.
Okay.
Damn!
I can answer my 5 most inspirational, or my 5 most what's the word when they influence you? My influential. When I was growing up, it was Trey Cool, because Dookie was the first album I ever bought, and when before I ever played drums, I listened to the drums and I had all the drum parts memorized in my head, like I could sing them. Then it was Thomas Pridgeon when I first started playing drums seriously.
Mars Volta.
Mars Volta, yeah, Bedlam of Goliath. That album came out, and I was like,
good.
Thomas is nuts.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Thomas Pridgen. And then it was Zach Hill in Hella and now Death Grips. I had a friend who was showing me Hella, and it took me a while to like get it. And then once I got it, I was like, oh my god, I love this guy.
Yeah.
So that, and then stuff like Aphex Twin, even though he's not really a drummer, like the drumming, like Aphex Twin and Square Pusher, like just the electronic drum and bass type electronic music stuff was a big influence for me. And then maybe somebody like Tony Williams, like the jazz thing was kind of influential to me, but probably honestly somebody more like Zigaboo, like the drummer of the Meters, like someone who just really makes like funky ass drum beats, you know? Yeah, so Zigaboo from the Meters.
Interesting.
Those 5.
That's a new list. Like you don't hear often.
Yeah, we
those
get
drummers.
a lot of repeated names, but that's a good list.
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, you got my
Danny Carey.
Mike Portnoy.
Mike Portnoy, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was never a metalhead, so I never really got into metal. I was always a punk kid, and then when I got into drums, then it was just like, then it didn't matter what kind of music it was as long as the drums were cool.
Is there a genre that you like playing the most, and is there a genre that you're like, oh, I don't really play that genre much, like, and you kind of shut out that request?
Yeah, I shut out extreme metal.
Extreme metal, yeah.
Yeah, mostly because like 90% of the requests I'm improvising, so I, like, if someone requests a Meshuggah song and I've never heard it, it's like, yeah, good luck. That's not gonna happen. Like, you just can't improvise that. And so yeah, I don't do that. But I don't know if I have a favorite, because like it really just depends on the day. Like sometimes we get some chill requests and it's just like, it's so nice to kind of just lay back into a beat and stuff. But and then sometimes it's fun to do like punk rock stuff. Sometimes it's fun to do stuff, and sometimes it is fun to get close to that extreme metal type and play something that's really challenging. I think my favorite thing to play on stream is just like whatever people enjoy the most, because if people aren't enjoying it and I'm just playing it for myself, then I mean, I don't know, like to me that's not really what my stream is about. Like I play music for people to enjoy it, and I think I used to play music for myself more, and I still do that, but I just don't do that on stream.
Yeah, that makes sense, because you want to be able to play things you enjoy playing, and also that you know you're going to play well for the most part, unless you do live learns, because some people do live learns for a price too. Do you consider doing those kind of things too?
Yeah, I mean, technically I'm doing live learns all night, because I'm just not like listening to them first and like writing down song structure and stuff like that. I'm just flying off the cuff of my pants.
I know, I've seen it, and you're like, I've never heard that song, and he freaking kills it, and you're like, okay, you didn't ever hear that song, but he's that good. He's like, just like.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but yeah, I feel like sometimes a broken record, like, okay, never heard this one. Okay, never heard this one.
All right, let's try it out.
Have I heard?
I always like end with like something like that. Like,
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
No, good enough.
It's there. Yeah. I nailed the one. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love drummers like that. You guys are so humble. Like, for the most part, it's so great to see. Like, okay, I'll try, and then they fucking kill it, and then you're just like, oh my god. And they're just like, oh, I hope. Like Jay Formant, he's like, I hope I made that song justice, and he's crazy. He's like nuts.
Yeah, that guy kicks ass. He's a great drummer.
Yeah. So many. So, and I see Matt Scurfield, another amazing drummer here. What's up,
Matt Scurfield and Jay Formant hit front page a couple times too.
Yes, you guys. They were in the front page too this last month. Just like 2 weeks ago. It was like back to back. I was like, yes. And also Ray Musica. So drummers are getting noticed. Yes. We're doing it right, guys, because there's more drummers getting on the front page, and I love seeing that on the carousel. So when's your next front page? Do you know, or it's just like a surprise, Rick?
Well, I'll answer that, but I just want to say hi to Matt Scurfield. And yeah, his front page stream was so awesome. He had like 17,000 people, I think. That's like the most I've seen on any music stream. And honestly, that guy deserves it because he's such an amazing drummer, but his stream is also so well thought out, and just his whole setup and stuff I think is really brilliant.
Probably one of the most cleanest drum setups I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. I think he might have probably my favorite. I mean, I love a lot of different aspects of a lot of different people's setups. Like obviously Mr. Greggles, I love the technology that he uses.
Yes.
Dan Drumstone also has another like really clean, just really nice looking setup. But Skirfield's just kind of like his space. Like I don't know what space you use, Matt, but like it looks just so big and just like so open, and I love it. But yeah, my next front page stream is undetermined. Basically, in the email when they tell you, since I'm not partnered with Twitch, they say, okay, I'll tell you guys what I think is gonna happen, or at least this is like my hope, is they gave me that promotion, and in the email they say you can't apply for partner until 31 days after the promotion ends, because basically they don't want the phony numbers of
that makes sense.
The promotion to be influencing your ability to apply for partner.
Right.
So I think what they want to do is see like now where am I at after the promotion, and the promotion has helped me out a shit ton. Like I've over doubled my average viewer count. Yeah, I'm gonna apply for partner, and then hopefully once I get partner, I can work myself back into the promotion, because I've noticed that it's mostly partners that get the promotion. It does seem like they give it out to affiliates every once in a while. Like obviously they gave it to me, and I think Matt Skirfield's an affiliate too. I don't think he's partnered, but
you guys are gonna get. Yeah, you guys definitely should have a partner badge soon.
Partner me! They rejected me the first time because I didn't have any videos live, but it's like, well, should I leave my 70% muted VOD out for everyone to
see?
I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what?
I know, it's like, you guys can go into my account, into my video producer tab. I mean, you guys are Twitch. Can't you do that?
I feel like they always reject the first one. They have to give you some excuse for something. So they just like pin like this most random thing and be like, you gotta like say hi more often on stream.
It's like, yeah, okay. But yeah, I mean, I've been asking partners now like what they did, and like someone like Chainbrain. I don't know if you guys know him.
Chainbrain. Yeah,
Chainbrain. He got rejected 3 times apparently before they accepted him. It's like, damn, 3 times?
Yeah. Jesus. Like Sunfire, she said she got rejected, I think the first 4 times too.
Max was 3, I think, too.
Yeah. And look at her now. Yeah. So you can't get discouraged, because it happens to the best of us, so, gotta keep going.
Yeah, and then like Manning Drums is saying like the Pocket Queen got partnered in 3 days with 2 average viewers. Like it's basically like, do you have a relationship with Twitch or not? And if you do, then
I think it's also your credentials outside of it. Like maybe someone in Twitch knows your development from outside. Like I don't know what she does or
she's on TikTok. On TikTok she's big.
Oh, so then so TikTok will probably be like if she's already like a partner on there of some sort of that caliber, maybe that carried over into Twitch. Because like I've seen a lot of like major drummers or like musicians from like major touring bands, they automatically get their partnership on Twitch because they have the credentials, I guess.
It's like Josh said. I'm sure if like Beyonce comes on Twitch, they'll just give her a badge. Like, bring your everyone.
Come on, man. You just gotta go with just like we all did.
Which is funny because like there was this this one metal rock drummer, Jason Bittner, joined Twitch and complained that his numbers weren't as big as he wanted them to be. So he stopped streaming on Twitch. And which is understandably, because he is a notorious drummer, but like, this is a different ball game here. We're live streaming, and it's not like it's not like touring with the actual band.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm friends with Greg Bissonette. Do you guys know that drummer?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like a big time professional studio drummer in LA, and plays with all the gigs. And I met him through another Twitch streamer named Gorman Drums, and Gorman set up a Reddit stream for Greg, and no one watched it. And Greg, you know, could get a gig with anyone. Like, he literally, I mean, if you look up his discography, it's like the A list of everybody. But
wow,
it's because it's a different game, and that is what is so cool about this space, and why I encourage every single one of my musician friends to consider streaming. It's because it's like, I mean, someone might disagree with me, but I think streaming is the distortion of the 60s. You know what I mean? Like, what set Jimi Hendrix apart from everybody? He was using distortion. I mean, he was doing other things too, but he was taking advantage of these new things at the time that people were either not aware of, or maybe afraid to do, or thought it was like too much of a risk. But I think jumping headfirst into what is the unknown, like, for example, and this is something that I put in my Twitch partner thing, and I think maybe had a reason to why they also promoted me. It was like, I'm fully aware that there hasn't been an XQC from the music category yet. There hasn't been a Tila Tequila from the MySpace. There hasn't been a Justin Bieber from the YouTube. Like, these people who come through these platforms and are launched into massive mainstream public success and persona and fame and stuff. And not that my goal is to be famous, but my goal is to be the biggest music streamer on Twitch. And
woo! He said it
there
first here.
hasn't there hasn't been a person in the music category to do that. And I said very plainly, it's like, I don't know if that's going to be me, but I know that that's my goal.
You know, get up there.
Is to be the biggest music streamer on Twitch, and to maybe be part of the reason that music streaming on Twitch becomes an accepted thing, where it's just like, that's, you know, it's not weird. It's not like an odd, like, everyone does it, you know? Because in my eyes, that is the future. Like, why wouldn't you stream on Twitch if you have 200,000 Instagram followers? I mean, if you have 200,000 Instagram followers, at least 70% of them probably have Amazon Prime. Yeah. So if 70% of them have Amazon Prime, that's $2.50 a month that you're missing out on, basically, you know, if you're trying to do this for a living. And so why wouldn't you do that? And
right, use it as a tool. Like every platform is a sense of a tool, in a sense, to deliver some form of content and outreach to your community, you know, because not everyone has Twitch, and not everyone has YouTube, you know, or I think everyone should have YouTube by now. That's like the biggest platform. So, but like, not everyone has Twitch, and not everyone has, like, you know, the other platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. But, like, you know, there's other people that are on there that you can reach out to.
Mm-hmm. We can all say we were there when.
Well, and actually, this is a perfect segue to kind of what I mentioned before we started podcasting, where, in my opinion, Instagram is a dog shit platform. Like, I think Instagram is literally useless. Like, there's a reason that I never do anything on Instagram, because I think it's just a terrible platform. It's terrible for community building. It's terrible for engagement. It's terrible for reach. You have to pay money if you want to get anyone to see your post. You're just feeding into the same loop of people that see it. It's not like a growth platform. And that's why Reddit live streaming has been so powerful for me, is because it's literally just a growth platform, where if you're the top broadcast, they throw you in front of everyone who has Reddit open on their phone or on their mobile. So, like, people message me sometimes, they're like, hey, I'm thinking about getting onto Twitch, what do you think I should do? I'm like, first, you know, think about how you're going to get people onto Twitch, because Twitch is another dog shit discoverability platform. Like,
yeah, it's hard.
You know, you hear all the Twitch
careful, that might go against your partnership.
Well, no, I mean,
what he meant, guys.
What he meant was.
yeah, I mean, I think Twitch in some ways knows that, and that's why they're promoting music people, because Twitch is ordered in viewer count. So the big people always get bigger, and if you're below them in the list, no one's gonna find you. I mean, who's gonna scroll for 5 minutes down into just chatting and just randomly click on somebody? Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to boost your numbers on Twitch, you have to pull them in from somewhere else. And if you're relying on Instagram, well, that's like a dead limb. It's like that doesn't work. Or maybe it works for a little bit or something, but you need to, I mean, and it's like a holy grail moment when you can find it, like something like RPAN. Like, the fact that only one of my friends in the entirety that I've been doing this, and I have so many musician friends, has started streaming on Reddit, only one of them, it's just like, what? Why? Like, anyone could get on the front page. It's that, you know, like I said, the bar is not incredibly high. Like, if you can get 10 people to come to your stream within the first 5 minutes, you'll be pushed to the front page of Reddit. It's not hard. It's not a secret. It's just like, it's just how it works. And people just don't do it. And it like blows my mind. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his honesty. Preach.
It all
She's
started
everyone.
with a dog shit platform.
No, but
Yeah.
This is what I love. I love this shit. Like, I love when I have people here and they're just authentic as fuck, and they just say their truth, and they're like being themselves and just being authentic and be like, this is what I believe, this is the truth, and this is, hey, he's winning, he's doing it, and there's a reason, and this is what he's telling us he's doing and what he believes in. So I'm going to listen to what he's saying, and I'm going to be like, okay, like, if he said it, then there has to be some truth there, because he's obviously getting the numbers, he's getting the people, and he's been there. So
I've never had a Reddit. Like, I have a Reddit, but I've never actually used it in a sense of like adding some sort of value to, you know, discoverability or anything like that. I've always used it for like messaging boards and reaching out to like gamers and stuff like that when I went to gaming, but like and finding videos of like stop motion animation, because I was into stop motion animation when I first made a Reddit. So I didn't think that like you creating your own like Reddit page would suffice to drive any traffic at all into a channel. So like, how does that work?
And you're right, it probably wouldn't. Like, the only way to do that would be through the RPAN. And actually, this guy says, I recently stumbled upon an older guy on Twitch randomly who was streaming here for 20 people and 20K on Reddit. That's Gorman Drums. That's my friend.
Gorman.
Yeah. So yeah, on Reddit, you can live stream on Reddit. It's forced phone perspective, so it's kind of crap. But yeah, like, if you just make a Reddit account and start posting on Reddit, yeah, it's probably not going to have that much success. But if you consistently stream on Reddit and consistently get on the front page, that's the kind of like pipeline of people that is going to continually grow. And it does kind of tie into what I was saying earlier, where people come in, they get what they need out of the stream, and then they leave. So you do always kind of need this stream of people to be coming in to keep it fresh. You know what I mean? And
Right.
So it's literally just the RPAN, just the Reddit live broadcasting system that has literally brought me here. So I love Reddit. I love RPAN. They have a bunch of problems that like they've never addressed, and I don't know why, but I still love it as a platform. I don't know if it's gonna exist for much longer. I have my doubts but so it's kind of like, it's interesting to see where it all play out, but I guess at the end of the day, all I'm saying is Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, these platforms are really bad for discoverability. YouTube seems really good. TikTok seems really good.
TikTok is probably one of the better platforms for discoverability.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a lot of discoverability through YouTube, but like, yeah, TikTok is blowing up with like, you know, as long as you're constantly posting something on there, you're gonna gain a lot from it.
Exactly. And that's something that is in like my 6-month year plan is TikTok. And I think TikTok live streaming also seems like a really powerful tool as well.
Yeah. Have you tried it? Have you tried to live stream?
I have, and I haven't really committed the time to make it into anything, but I've had friends like Philip Bowen who were live streamers on Reddit have massive success on TikTok, like just crazy, blowing up on TikTok, and so I know it's possible. But yeah, you do have to be on that grind too, because each platform is its own grind.
Yeah, you can't even stream on TikTok without having 1,000 followers.
Yeah, exactly, and you can't. Another thing about being a live streamer, and I'm sure you guys already know this, but for anyone watching, it's like you don't. I feel like live streaming is probably closest in some ways to stand-up comedy, in the way of like how it actually goes down, where you can't live stream to no one, you can't do stand-up comedy to no one, you can't practice live streaming by yourself, you can't practice stand-up comedy by yourself. And if you want to be a stand-up comedian, you have to get up on stage and go do it. If you want to be a live streamer, you have to press, go live. And if you're not streaming multiple times a week or whatever, if you're not streaming with a consistent schedule, then you're not really a live streamer. You could have one massive live stream, be on the front page of Reddit, have 20,000 viewers, and the next day it literally doesn't mean anything, because if you're a live streamer, it means you have to be live. If you're a stand-up comedian, it means you have to be on stage telling jokes.
And you have to be on it, and it's like if you take too much time off.
I guess it's the grind thing. It's like if you want to be a TikToker, you have to be making TikToks, right? Or whatever. And I feel like that's part of also the reason why I feel like Instagram's so bad. It's like, well, if you want to be an Instagrammer, what do? Like, you take photos of your butt, I guess, or like post selfies all day.
Selfies all day. It's like, oh.
Yeah, where's the growth mechanic in that? At least for me, and maybe if I was someone else with different skills or different appearance or whatever, then it would make more sense. But
that's the thing. Like, I think I mentioned earlier too, is that most of the Instagram drummers that I've noticed, like, the only way they're getting any sort of traction on Instagram is because they're posting some form of educational material for like a very short 30-second clip, or like how-tos in a sense, just so that there's some form of interaction within the chat or in the comments section, because that's the only way the algorithms get triggered, if your videos are actually getting any form of interaction. So those are the ones I generally see mostly happening to be of something that's blowing up on Instagram versus just playing something and that's it.
Totally. And yeah, I can only really speak from my own perspective and what I'm trying to accomplish. So yeah.
So what are your goals for this year? I know you're planning on going to TwitchCon too. I'm going to be there, so that's going to be hype. We're going to meet up, right? And do a bunch of like IRLs or something, or like we were joking about being like that guy on the street that interviews like and I'm going to do like quick podcast questions to people. But like, it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to meet everyone that's been on the podcast, especially because there's so many people I want to meet. So what are your plans for 2022? And October's coming, and then that's when TwitchCon happens. So do you have goals that you're setting for your followers?
I definitely have goals, and in some ways, sometimes it can be interesting to talk about them in a way, because for example, like when I first started live streaming, I didn't tell anyone I was doing it. Like part of the appeal to me about this whole thing is like I didn't have to tell anyone. I didn't have to get anyone to come do it. But yeah, my goal by the end of the year is to be the biggest music streamer on Twitch. I don't know if I'll accomplish it, but it's my goal. And then I also have all these other goals of just where I want my stream to be. Like when I hit 6 months, I have 6-month goals, I have year goals, and I have 3-year goals. So my 6-month goals have been like build up all the practical interactive aspects of my stream. So like the lights, the cameras, stuff like that, the practical stuff. And then my year goal is to have special effects. So I don't know if you guys know the streamer Sushi Dragon, but when I saw Sushi Dragon stream, he incorporates augmented reality and different programs like Touch Designer to make his stream so unique. And when I saw his stream, it just like hit it like was a light bulb for me. It's like, oh, this is where the future is going. Like, because what is streaming gonna look like in 10 years? It's not gonna be what it is today. This 2D plane of us just watching somebody sit there and do it. That stuff will always exist, and there will always be people like XQC who don't have any production or anything about their stream that makes it like unique other than their personality and their community. So I'm not saying that stuff's gonna go away, but I can foresee a future where you use technology, maybe not as the center point of your stream, but you can pull these things out of a hat and be like, yeah, my stream can go here. So like if all of a sudden I want to use a motion capture suit and the chat can control what model in Unreal Engine I'm being, and I kind of become like a VTuber for a song, like I want to be able to do that. Or if I want to catch on fire, through special effects in Touch Designer, I want to be able to do that. If I want to totally morph my studio into like an arena, like in a Dr. Disrespect way, where he has green screens and digital assets where he goes and all of a sudden he's driving a helicopter, but it's just a green screen, but it looks real, or it's just for comedic effect. Like there's this vast world of unexplored territory, specifically in the music category in Twitch, that I feel like is going to help with the longevity of my stream, since I am trying to think 5-10 years out of like, this is what I want to be doing. And since I don't want to be going on tour, I don't want to be joining bands, I don't want to do that, this is what I want to do. I've been like, those are the kind of goals that I've really been thinking about, and how can I get those done, and what does streaming look in the future, and what does my stream look like in the future. And for me, it's a completely interactive experience where things that you couldn't even imagine happening could happen. But I don't want it to be where I feel like Sushi Dragon's stream, the focal point is the technology and the use of these effects. Like I said, I want it to be able to be like, I can pull it out of a hat, and maybe like I'd only use it once a week or something, and it's like, whoa, like people who watch my stream regularly be like, wait, what the fuck, like we can do that or something, So that's my goal for the stream. So that's kind of my year goals. Like these first 6 months have been building up the practical effects, getting the audio, getting the video, getting the lights. And then I think the next 6 months are going to be getting digital assets, learning Touch Designer, learning Unreal Engine, getting a motion capture suit.
Wow.
Doing these different things where it's like, I want people... my goal, my daily goal is every time I stream, have one aspect or one thing improved or changed for the better. So that every time people come into the stream, it's like, oh, it's a little cooler, or like, oh, you fixed that thing that was messing up, or whatever. So even if it's just as simple as one chat command or something, like that's my goal, and that's how I can foresee myself continuing this growth. And also not doing it in such a way where it's like people tune in one day and it's one way, and they tune in the next day and it's totally different. I don't want it to be like that. I want people to be able to also see that gradual
progression of it all.
Progression, yeah. So yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying my goals, but
that's awesome. I mean, like,
love everything you just said.
And I like that idea of like incorporating like the the physical realm with like the digital realm and stuff like that. Like Yen and I have been really looking into a lot of the virtual reality and mixed reality of things, trying to see if we can do something with the podcasts in that sense, and having to cater to both audiences, like with the computer setup and then also in the VR world. And then like even incorporate like mixed reality for like drumming and stuff like that, having like a drum inside of a VR setup,
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're thinking down the same lines, because like you can't convince me that's not the future. Like,
it's definitely the future.
It's definitely the future.
You can see it.
It's right there. Like someone just said Code Miko. Like exactly, like Code Miko.
Oh, Miko is like nuts.
Like stuff like that. And then you introduce aspects of interactivity where now people can control that environment.
Yeah.
Like like what we're going to be doing in the next couple of years is going to be stuff that's never been done before. And it's so freaking cool. It's so exciting.
Chicks! Oh my god! While I said that, I just said how we're both twinsies, because we're both September 22nd babies. Virgo, Team Virgo, cusp babies.
Yeah, cusp, exactly. Virgo, Libra, let's go.
Yes, we're so complicated, but so awesome. Yes. But oh my God, that makes me excited, because that is the future. And just having that thought in my mind of how it's gonna be in 10 years, it's gonna be just not what we expect, but it's gonna be so much more. And it is the future. This is like live streaming. When I found live streaming, I said, man, this is the future. Like, and I just remember seeing musicians. That's how I found him. He, I saw him drum, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. It's like a concert from my own home, And then I saw a lot of IRLs of people traveling around the world, and I'm like, I can see different parts of the world, interact with the traveler, and it's beautiful. I was like, this is the future. If you can't travel, like when we were in quarantine, then at least we can take people and get to see New York, or places that I think if you visit, and you want to see where I would suggest you go, follow my stream, because I'll take you with me, and I do that. So music, travel, I love that. And futuristic stuff that's all about technology and VR and like incorporating that, and just like the whole everything fascinates me. So you're talking my language. Yes, let's go. That's exciting. I love everything you just said, and he's into it too. He wants to do all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
That's
let's
awesome.
get on it.
I think that's a great longevity goal, because that I mean, yeah, I've said it. I feel like I've said it 5 times already, but yeah, longevity is my goal. It's like, I want to be doing this. This is what I want to do. So whatever I need to do to keep doing this is part of that.
And be the biggest music streamer on Twitch.
I love it. Yeah. Own it, baby. Own it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a weird thing to say, and I know, like, it was hard to say out loud at first, but I just feel like it could be possible. Like, it could definitely happen. So but I knock on wood every day. I'm thankful for every day, and you know what? Doing this tomorrow's not guaranteed. Like, so it's one day at a time. But yeah, I try to keep my head down and just keep working. That's it.
And you have to think big, or who else is gonna think big and make it out there and do the big things if no one's thinking that way, Like me, I want to be the Saturday Night Live, the YenYorkCity Live of Twitch, and I want to have the best streamers, the best music streamers, and then one day have a big studio, own a company where I can, help people that want to come up, and have a platform for them to just like, do everything from skits to performances to interviews with musicians that are underground also that want to come up, and use it as a way that I can help them too, so people could see them, and from all over the world, because we've had people, especially when we were under lockdown, people from Germany, people from Brazil, Argentina, Australia, like everywhere, Sweden. We had so many different performances from people that were just remotely doing it. And I was like, hey, like, let's do it. If we can't see them live perform, like, let's just bring all our friends on a podcast and just have fun and just like, talk about music. And it sucks that we're indoors, but we can still interact and watch them rock out and just, help them out and support them. So yeah, I think big too, honey. Like, let's do it, like, that's why we're doing these things. And we collab together with different streamers. And there's been cool collabs also from just people on the stream with other streamers. And I love seeing that. I love it. And so that excites me.
Totally, because like, I like what you're saying. Like, if we're not thinking big, then we might, like, what's the point even at all? It's like, I don't, it's not to be famous or anything. Like, I literally don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to be famous. What I want to do is continue this because it's so much fun. This is just what I love doing. So however I can make that happen is what I'm prepared to do, basically. And, if that means I have to think really big, then that's what I got to do. So, if it's just like that corny poster in every 3rd grade class, it's like, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes, I love that one. I'm the same way, so I totally understand that. So guys in chat, Fire Gang in chat, thank you so much for all the follows. Oh my god, you guys are amazing. You guys fucking rock. Look at you guys. And if you have any questions for Rick, please let us know so we can ask him anything that's specific. Oh, I think Commanding Drums had a question. Can we talk about your gear? What's your preferred gear, and what are you rocking out right now on stream?
For sure, yeah. I use a Ludwig Keystone drum set that I bought from a friend. It's a beautiful drum set. It's sparkle red. I have some TRX.
It.
Yeah, I have some TRX cymbals. I have a Black Beauty snare drum that actually a viewer bought for me, which is freaking crazy. So I'm using a TRX ride, a TRX hi-hat. I got a Zildjian China, a Sabian Crash. I use a very simple mic setup. I got a 57 on the snare. I got a Beta 52 on the kick. And then I have a pair of 414s for overheads. I'm using Sony a6000 cameras and Lumia Stream for the Philip Hughes lights that are the color changing.
Lumia Stream for the win.
Yeah, Lumia Stream is pretty good.
I love them. They're so awesome.
And I'm using stream.bot or streamer.bot to control the cameras and all of my channel points and stuff like that. And that's a super powerful program. And I think that's kind of it. Oh, I'm using UAD. I'm using a UAD interface, so I'm using UAD plugins like the Neve plugins and stuff like that. And I mean, I have a pretty simple setup, I guess, even though it's not really that simple, but that's kind of all my gear, I think.
Oh, there goes. It's a very long question. I think that's a few questions.
It's a paragraph.
Yes, it's a few questions.
Commanding. Studio setup and how you manage it or keep it secured for your use and future use. Acoustic drums obviously need a place to be played. Are you ever worried about having to find a new studio or something changing with your current situation that could change potential costs significantly enough to potentially impact streaming? Dude, that is such a great question.
Yes.
That is such a good question, because when I couldn't find good internet at my studio here, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but AT&T and Spectrum and stuff, they have like monopolies over sections of LA, and basically if they don't have the infrastructure built out, literally the fastest internet I could get here through AT&T was 10 download and 1 upload.
10 download, 1 upload.
So, like, that's freaking garbage.
Wow.
Like, you guys know that. And that was the best plan that they offered. So, I was talking to AT&T about getting a dedicated fiber line here to my studio, which was going to cost me $600 a month, and it was going to be a 2-year contract. And I was dreading it. I was thinking, oh my god, this might be the stupidest decision I've ever made in my life, because what if my stream just dies? I'm stuck with this contract, $600 a month, that's freaking ridiculous. Plus on top of the cost of my studio per month. Like, I was like, oh my god. And so I called my studio manager, and I'm like, dude, I'm thinking about doing this. Is that okay? And he's like, what are you talking about? We just got Spectrum into our building like a week ago. And so Spectrum thankfully offers internet that's good enough to stream. And I was looking at different studios, and it was literally gonna triple my rent cost, because I've been here for so long. I've been here for like 7 years, and my rent has never increased. So I have like the best deal. And so like I never want to leave the space if I can, because just the cost of it would be too ridiculous. So that's a very, very relevant question, because I was like, 5 months ago, I was like on the...
Thank you for that question, Commanding Drums. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was definitely like on the brink of having to move studios and just incur all these costs, and I was super stressing out and just worried about it and thinking like, is this going to be the worst decision ever? And then everything worked out.
Wow, yeah, I mean, Los Angeles is like New York City. It's very expensive to have a studio, and so yeah, that's another thing. Like, when people act like if it's bad that you're asking for, donations, it's like, okay, well, we're entertaining you, but there's a cost for us too, like the lights, the internet, all the stuff, and the time. So I mean,
it's expensive. I mean, like having a studio where I can play drums at any time or stuff like that, and Yeah, and I think there's another good question here. Do I have any plans on saving VODs on Twitch, like muting Spotify only and keeping the mic and drums? There's a method you can mute Spotify on VODs. Mandy Rocks, you should
That's
DM
so
me
good.
and
Yeah, I
tell
want
me
to know how
to
that
do
works.
it. Yeah, I know Sushi Dragon does that. But I have no idea how he does that. So if I could add that to the docket, the like list of 100 things I want to do, that would definitely be awesome. But yeah, VODs have been a big.
Unless you split channel for Spotify, that's something that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then we'll probably need some kind of like virtual audio cable or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, send me the YouTube link, Mandy. That sounds good.
And send it to me when you're done. Okay, we all gotta learn this.
I'll put my Discord
Yeah, like I've seen like the electric bill that Greggles posted. Have you seen his electric bill? You can only imagine with like 5 computers, all the lights, all the
cameras, the lights.
Yeah, exactly.
$500 plus.
Yeah, man. And he's pushing the limits. He's doing the kind of stuff that, we should be doing. So, I hope that I know that I was on a stream the other day and he was kind of saying like, man, I might not be able to continue streaming because I haven't been making enough money and stuff like that. But he also said like, I don't want to start, requiring donations for songs and stuff. And I'm just kind of sitting there thinking like, well, why not? I mean,
Might
Know
as
your
well.
worth, yes.
if you want to keep doing this, like, you can't just like be an idealistic person. Like, I understand where they're coming from, but like,
Sometimes you gotta have that support.
yeah.
There was another question. Are you a gigging drummer as well in IRL?
No, I'm not. I quit gigging, and it drains my soul. And I don't mean to sound dramatic, but I really hate it. I hate gigging. I hate playing, just showing up and being someone's drummer. Like, I might as well just be working at an office. I'd be happier. Like, yeah, no, definitely not. I tried it for a time, but I'm not. No, definitely not.
Okay, so there's a good segue to what was your worst gig experience and what was your best? Because I love these stories, and give me all the juicy details because we love it.
I have told this story before, but I'll tell it again. It was a Tuesday night, I think, in Oklahoma somewhere. We were on tour. We had driven for 8 hours to get to the show. We show up. It's already nighttime. Every single, business in the area is closed. There's no place to get a coffee or anything like that. We're dead tired. It's in the middle of some long tour. We show up. It's a bar. There's like 3 people there. We play. The 3 people leave the room while we play, so we play to no one.
Oh.
And then like I don't
already
even
sounds
really
horrible.
Yeah, I don't even really remember the gig. And then I'm out back where everyone's smoking, and I'm just hanging out back there trying to kill some time. And I get to talking to this woman, and she's like, she's older than me. She's probably like 20 years older than me or something. But we're just talking, and we're getting along. Like, we're just laughing about stuff. And then she says, like, dude, did you hear that band, that terrible band that just played?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that was my band. And like literally it was like that look on her face of just like, oh yeah, exactly.
Damn.
And actually it turned around because then she went to our merch table and bought one of everything, and so we were actually able to break even that night.
She felt bad, so she
Yeah.
tried to redeem
She
herself.
felt bad because her and I were getting along so well, like
I
we were
would have asked, like,
know.
what about my band was so terrible? Like, I need to know this so we can fix things. Like, what is going on?
Did she
Oh
say,
God, no! She didn't know what the hell she was talking. I mean, like, we were an instrumental math rock band, just similar to Rick and Dick. So it's like, I know it's not for everyone. So what she thought about it was kind of irrelevant to me. But yeah, that was like, there's
guilt
plenty of
merch?
nights like that.
Guilt merch.
Good. They made out,
And then
though.
but
They
then
made out
it kinda
even.
turned around. And then probably the best gig we ever played was with that same band. We went to England a few years in a row, and on our second year, we got booked on this festival, and it was a festival just for our type of music. So it was perfect, and we were so stoked. It had been something that I'd been like visualizing for years, like thinking about playing this music festival. And we got put on a big stage, and we played, and it was the first show of a month-long tour that we had booked, and we sold all of our merch that day. So
wow.
like it was crazy, which was awesome, but also kind of like, well, we don't have merch for the rest of the tour. But just being there and feeling like accepted and like having that moment of like years and years of hard work, like that was like the first little taste of like of breaking through into something, and it didn't last because we ended up breaking up a few years later. But well, that was a pretty glorious moment. That was probably one of the best gigs I've ever played.
Oh, that sounds great.
Festival, it's called Arctangent. Arctangent.
Did you like batch out your merch so that it, you know, covers most of your costs and have some sort of like cash in your pocket afterwards after the tour, or was it something that you just had and then you wanted to sell, and whatever you got from the tour is what you got?
It was definitely priced so that it could fund the tour while recouping the cost of the merch, but it wasn't necessarily to make money because we didn't really have enough of an audience to like make any kind of significant money. It was like our main goal was just to break even, and I don't think we even broke even with when you talk about plane flights and car rentals. And
so you didn't bring enough merch to break even.
Well, it was either we put more merch in our suitcases or we bring musical gear or clothes. So I don't remember exactly how it went down because it was a while ago, but I mean, we had like, you know, I don't know, like $1,700 worth of merch or something. So.
Oh wow.
That's great. Did you do like a list and like after you sold all your merch, be like, all right, well, we don't have merch, but if you want to put your name on this list, I can send you one.
No, I mean, maybe you should have been our manager. That would have been smart.
That would have been a good, yeah.
Or like an online site, like, well, these are online merch you can get.
Well, what about now?
Yeah.
Do you have merch, that like Twitch merch or anything like that you?
We
like...
have merch.
We have merch.
You have merch.
So
OfficeDrummer.com. Check out our merch. We just released new merch.
And
actually, I don't really have a hand in making the merch. It's all made by like Fractal Tsunami and Papa Squatch and released into the wild.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So they're freaking amazing. They make the designs, they make the stuff, and
his yeah, it got
yeah, it got.
You can put it in there. It's OfficeDrummer. It's OfficeDrummer. Is it? Did we put it in the commands?
No, I didn't get that link.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Dude, I'm like so bad with the merch. Like
.com.
I just don't even.
Yeah.
Like
OfficeDrummer. Yeah. There you go.
We were talking about Mr. Beast before, and one thing that I love about what Mr. Beast said is like
everyone shut up with the link in. Sorry.
All good. One thing that I loved about what Mr. Beast said was his ultimate goal with what he's doing is like to free himself up so that he can do what the one thing that no one else can do, which is like be on camera as Mr. Beast. And like, so to have a team of people who help me behind the scenes and stuff, like I'm so freaking thankful for that, because the one thing that I can do for this stream that no one else can do is like be the streamer. So I think in the same way that Mr. Beast talks about it, obviously I'm not on his level, not even close, but that's like kind of what I mean sometimes when I say like he's my North Star. It's like, okay, well, that's so freaking smart, like as opposed to try and control everything, make the merch, do all this stuff, like get the designs. It's like just like let other people do it, like if other people have those skills and that's what other people want to do, like more power to them, and like they'll do it better than I can do it. So
he even thinks that way too, like I do. Because if it wasn't for Luna, believe me, like half of this stuff, even like my emotes and things like that, like it's all him. Like he's the artist of the whole scenes and everything. And it's not my strong suit. Like I have the ideas and he brings it to life. it's like collabing. Like I know right now I'm writing with someone, and it's like I have the ideas, I have the structure of how I want the song or the lyrics or the way, like the bridge, and then it's like boom, he does it, and we just together, it just happens. So sometimes it's the team effort, and if you have a strong team, you could just go so much more farther. And just like a community, you can only go as far as your community takes you, because they're like, helping you, lift you up. Hey, Dad.
Yeah, and totally, like, part of it as well is like when we were talking about, am I a gigging drummer? You know what I hate about being a gigging drummer is the singer being like, I want the drums to be more like, and then they say something that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I don't go to my dentist and say like, I want my dentistry to be more like this. It's like, no,
my
you just shut up.
filling needs to be this way.
Whatever they do. So like I love giving people the opportunity to just like be themselves and do what they do, because like when I'm given that opportunity, I'm just so thankful. And like that's when I can actually make something that I'm proud of. And I think that's what makes all this stuff fulfilling, and that's what makes being a gigging drummer not fulfilling at all. It's like I'm fulfilling someone else's ideas as opposed to my own. And that works for some people, but for me, it just doesn't. Like, I just am not satisfied.
Yeah, let the master do it their way, because they know how to do it best, And then sometimes you have to give the wheel to someone that knows where they're going to drive to and the best destination, So you just gotta. I'm like very, that. Go with the flow.
I'm a very gung-ho kind of person. Like, I like to get things going and running, and if I see anything that's like falling behind, I start to panic. So, like,
control freak.
Like my for instance, a great example, like my band, we've been talking about merch for a long time, right? And they can't settle on a design. I'm like, screw it, guys. I'm just gonna do this, whether you like it or not. It's gonna get posted. I can't sit here waiting on your designs and want to make changes and stuff like that, and it's never gonna get posted. I'm like, I'm posting this, and this is it. Like, you wanted to make a design, you're gonna do it yourself. But at least we have merch now, so don't complain.
After a year,
And it looks good now, so it's like I'm happy with the design. Everyone's happy with the designs. I'm like, you should have done this to begin with.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, I've definitely been guilty in the past of feeling like I have to have my hand in everything. Being in a band, it's like, oh, I want to have a hand in writing the song or something, or it's like. But then now that I'm a little bit older and I look back at it, I'm like, that was probably actually detrimental. And if I had just let the creative individual or let the idea just flow and just kind of put myself and my ego to the side and just like help the idea, then it would have been good. And that's not gigging. That's like being in a band or something, Like, and I think it relates to what you were saying, because like maybe your band members, like they want to feel like they have a hand in the merch as opposed to like it just going out and stuff. But I guess that's kind of what I'm saying, is like taking the hand off it and just letting it be its own life. And maybe I'm not making
let the
sense.
birds fly.
No,
let them fly.
You're making total sense. You're making so much sense, Rick. And I love how honest you are. You're like, I don't want to fucking tour. I want to just stream, make my own schedule, be here when I want to be here on my terms, and that's it. and I love that, because some people are afraid to just
and it's okay to have that kind of like reins on things too, because like you want things to be as good as you like them to be. You don't want things to be like turn out to be a bad thing, like a bad marketing thing, or like someone said something that shouldn't have been said because you didn't market that way. It's like if it's good to have the oversight, right? And just kind of see things from afar, like to see the bigger picture kind of unfold, and then that way you can see the details and make those adjustments in those details. Almost not like micromanaging, but you're also managing the bigger portions of it all.
Oh God, managing strikes fear in my heart. Like, like managing is like literally the last thing I ever want to have to do. And I know that at some point, if this thing keeps going in the way that I could potentially see it going, knock on wood, I will have to, kind of just step up to the plate and manage to some point. But that just the thought of managing people stresses me out so hard.
It wouldn't be in a sense managing people. It'll be more or less sending guidance, right? You're just guiding the idea versus saying, I don't like this, we got to change it. like you're just guiding the idea in a sense, you know. And it'll come naturally, because like as you grow, you know, with your community, and you know, your community will understand you, and you'll understand them, and it's gonna be a mutual growth, and everyone would have the same idea. Like they'll see what you're trying to get, and you'll see them delivering what you're looking for. So as you grow, it'll start to unfold naturally. So you won't have to do much managing.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of how it has gone too. Actually, is an interesting thing. It's like, you know, the mods that take the reins and do this stuff. They did it on their own accord. They didn't even ask me first. They just said, "Hey, we made this thing," and I'm like, "Oh, you did? That's so sick!" You know, like
you're hired.
And
Welcome to the office.
Damo says someone has to lead, and I feel like in like when I think about my life, in some ways, I've always kind of ended up in a leadership role, but like reluctantly. Like I have a really hard time sitting back and not doing something. So I feel like I always end up being a leader, just because I'm like, I have such a clear idea of where I want to go or what I want to do, that I feel like sometimes other people lack, and so I end up just leading the way.
That's the thing. Like you don't want to be completely out of it. Like you want to still be working on your craft, you know, and working on the things that you enjoy. So, and even if it is that someone is doing that already, it's like I'd like to still do those things too, you know. Like for me, like even in my personal life, in my work, I train people, and I'm not a manager. But like I like teaching people. I like showing people how to do things. And if I see them getting it, awesome. And they come to me for questions. But then now they're coming to me for like specific issues. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not a manager. I'm here to train you, and I hope things are working out. That's it.
Well, I mean, that's another thing too. Some people are good at teaching, and some people don't have patience to teach. And I always ask, or do you teach, or do you like doing remote teaching, or do you ever consider teaching? Because some people are like, no, I'm not. I don't want to teach. I just play because I like playing. But teaching other people is just not my thing. So do you ever consider being a teacher or doing that for people?
Dude, I have some ideas for like educational drum videos that I think would be really freaking cool, but it's just like a matter of like time, or like the way that I see myself right now, it's kind of like the longer I wait to either put out music or put out other stuff, the larger of an impact it's gonna have. And that doesn't mean that like I'm not gonna start within the next 6 months producing content on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I have a whole vision of an educational drum thing that would be like for the average person, not for drummers necessarily. It'd be like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this YouTuber named Captain Disillusion.
No.
But he goes through and he breaks down special effects and how they're made, usually on like viral clips or something. But his videos are just so engaging and so fun. Like it's not, you don't feel like you're learning about special effects. It's like literally anyone could watch the video and have a good time. So it would be like Captain Disillusion, but for drums, is kind of how I see myself doing educational content. And that is something that I absolutely 100% want to do in the future. And I do love teaching. I do enjoy that, but it's also like, for me, it's so draining, like teaching, like, because I feel like I just want to tell everything. And I don't know if I'm the best teacher, but it's something that I definitely want to do.
Yeah, I think that's something that it has to be in you. Like you have to love doing it and seeing the progress.
We have another YouTube video here that we want to showcase too.
Yeah, I wanted to show the next clip.
Was it 100 ounces? Spirit.
Yeah, it's
Vision.
100 onces actually. 100 onces.
Oh, onces. I'm reading that weird.
No, it's okay. Literally, we might as well have named ourselves 100 ounces.
So you want to give a brief synopsis of this, or You want to just jump into it?
Which one is it? Is it the
Spirit Vision Studios.
Okay, yeah. So this is the band that went and played in England and did that terrible show in Oklahoma or whatever. And this is the band that I toured basically from when I was 19 to 25 with all over the world. And this was shot up at our friend's studio. It's a band called Strawberry Girls. And they have like a little production studio and stuff. So they filmed this video for us. I think this was maybe 6 years ago. I think the video came out in 2016 or 2015. But yeah, it was me. I think I was like 23 in the video. It's me during my peak degeneracy. So I was very, very stoned during the filming of this video.
Nice. We'll check it out. That was.
Woo!
You're an animal.
Oh my god, that was so sick and fun.
Wow.
So the secret about that song is it's called "Science Can't Explain Magic," but and the quote unquote magic parts at the end there, where it's like we're doing like these random hits, but we're doing pi. 3 1 4 1 5 6 9 2 5 2 9. I think is the hits. It's like 1 2 3 1 1 2 1 2. You know, or whatever. Like it's been a while, so. But yeah.
That's pretty sick, dude. That's a lot to remember. You know, having to play through it all.
Yeah, we screwed it up enough times.
Your hair, man. You cut your hair.
You gotta grow it back.
That hair was majestic.
Oh, you guys are too sweet.
What happened? Wait, why did you cut it? What happened?
Do you want to know the honest answer? Like,
did you lose a bet?
No, I got lice on tour.
Oh no! Boo!
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Not very sexy. Yeah, definitely not great.
So did you cut it really, really short then, and now it's just like?
Yeah. So it was actually in the middle of a tour. So, like people are seeing photos of us, you know, with me with long hair, and then all of a sudden I have a shaved head. It's like what?
What happened?
It's so weird when you're used to hiding behind long hair, and then now you're playing a show and you don't have hair to hide behind. It's so weird.
But you're not on tour now, so grow it out. Yeah.
Yeah, are you trying? Well, everyone. This is what I loved about quarantine. Everyone, all the guys are growing their hair back, and I was like, yes. And then, or the beard. They were growing the beard or like the hair, and I was like, oh yes.
I don't deserve long hair, dudes.
Why?
What do you mean you don't deserve?
You don't deserve it.
I don't deserve it. I don't take care of it. I'm not good. I'm bad boy. I'm bad boy.
You could probably take care of it now, I'm sure.
I doubt it. Dude, I don't function. I'm not a high functioning adult. Let's just say that.
I knew it just felt right. Oh, the pie vibe. I know, it's so crazy, right? The way that. Oh, wow. Yeah, it was so good. And the way you guys are going back and forth. The song.
Yeah, me and Barrett, the other guy in the band, we really grew up together playing music, so we had a strong musical bond. But he recently broke his hand really bad, like literally like 2 weeks ago. He moved to New York, actually. He lives in New York.
Oh, really?
But he broke his hand really bad, and he was gonna come here and we were gonna stream, but now I'm not sure if he can even play guitar. It's really scary, actually.
Oh.
So he moved to New York from Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, well, now you have more friends here. You have us whenever you want to visit New York. We love going out and going to different places. So, you know. And we're going to go to TwitchCon. So, are you going to drive there? Or what are you planning to do for TwitchCon?
Is that like a 4-hour drive?
It's like a 2-hour drive without traffic. And then, yeah, like a 4-hour drive with traffic. So, yeah, I'm just going to drive down there. Probably get a hotel. Me and my girlfriend going to go. And yeah, hopefully meet a bunch of streamers, a bunch of people.
So you're on the drummers Discord.
Sorry?
You're on the drummers Discord.
I am on the drummers Discord, yes.
So DW or Drum Whisper, who we're gonna have next week on the podcast. He generally, he did the year that we went, and I think he did the year before. But he gets together like all the drummers from Twitch that, you know, is on the Discord that wants to come out, and does this, like, gets up this pizza place and just gets this like big pizza party for all the drummers. So we're waiting on the time and day that he's gonna put that together. He is planning on it, so keep an eye out for that. That's definitely a spot you should check out.
Yeah, I remember.
Say no more. I'm here.
Yeah, I remember when we went in 2019, I was going to go to that drummer's pizza party Discord thing. And then he was playing video games.
This guy
was playing video games. And I was like, what are you doing? You're a drummer. You should be playing drums. And I'm meeting all these awesome drummers and you're sleeping. Like, what's going on? And then he's like, no, you know, I was like, there's going to be a meetup. And I was... me and Sunfire met up, and I was like, girl, we gotta go, we gotta like walk around. And then he went with his friends, and I'm like, I'm over here with like the most funnest like female drummer, and you're over there with the what are you doing? And he's like, no, I want it to be like organic. I want it to like just, I don't want to go and like
she wanted
meet
me.
people.
She wanted me to meet people, and I'm like, I don't like meeting people.
I'm like the social butterfly, right? I get everyone together.
I like to be socially known through the streaming realm first before I go out and say, hey, look at me, I'm a drummer, and I'm here in person. You don't know me, but I'm here. Hi.
But that's
totally.
you network.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Like I went to my dad does a lot of traveling, and I was out traveling with him, and we were meeting some random people, and he was like, yeah, my son's a drummer, he's really good. This was like before I started streaming or anything. And then like the people look at you and they go like, oh, so you play drums? And it's just like, yeah. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, you guys should check me out. Check out my band, man. Come on, it's like, I hate having to
talk yourself
explain.
up.
Yeah,
that's what you guys have.
I don't like it either.
That's why I'm here. I'm always doing that.
So I'm bad at interviews.
But he's good at other stuff.
Check me out or don't. Like, it's not my business.
That's the same way. He's like that. He's like, no, if people are gonna come, they're gonna like, find me organically and stuff. And so,
well, that's why we're drummers and not lead singers.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, everybody!
I'm right here.
Imagine.
Listen to my voice.
Yeah, imagine like a drummer from a show just gets out of his drum throne and takes the microphone from the singer and be like, I'm the drummer! I'm here! I'm playing drums for the band! Come meet me at the merch booth!
I mean, it's usually the drummer that has the most personality and energy anyways. They should have a mic because they're usually the stand-up comedian in the band, naturally.
Yeah, we're usually the coolest. It's true. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's true. I could tell you. It's like, I noticed that a lot with drummers. So, and then maybe it's because you guys are in the back and, you're used to being low-key. So whenever you get a chance, it's like, yeah, well, you guys are making the loudest, stuff going on back there. So
well, I mean, everyone like whenever you see a band with like a female singer, like 9 times out of 10 or whatever, they're dating the drummer. Like, I don't know what it is, but
don't look at me now.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's hard to find a guy that really knows how to,
yeah.
drummers, So yeah, I mean, I've always loved finding drummers because I think having a solid drummer and a solid bass player is like the foundation of a band, and I think it's important because that's what makes you want to get up and and move it. It's the rhythm section. So I always say, I'm like, yeah, guitarist is a little easier to find a guitarist, but man, a good drummer. If you got a good drummer, man, that's really a big key foundation of a band and the song to me. The heart of the song is the drummer.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say any names, but I was actually in San Diego on Saturday, and I went to go see my friends open up for Black Label Society, and the band that played after them, but before Black Label Society, was a sick ass band. But the drummer, I was like looking around, like, dude, this guy is so bad. I couldn't believe it.
Oh no,
like,
it was bad.
Wow. It was so bad, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And then it hit me in the head. I was like, he must be dating. It's not a singer, it was a lead guitar player, but she's a girl. It's like, he must be dating her. And then, me and my girlfriend, we go through their Instagram, we try to find them, and we find a photo of them together kissing. We're like,
oh,
yes!
Damn!
Called it.
Called it out.
Because, like, I mean, I'm not trying to say he's the worst drummer in the world or anything, but,
the shade of it all, Rick.
If you threw a rock in LA, you'd hit a better drummer. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I'm throwing a lot of shade. I don't tend to do that, but it was surprising.
Say it like you mean it, right?
Hey,
yeah.
It was funny though. I like it.
That's why we love him, because he's gonna give it to you straight, And that's the thing. New Yorkers are the same way. We give it to you straight, and people from Los Angeles the same way. It's like, come on, Like, if you can give it, you can take it.
I appreciate living life like that, dude. You can't live for someone else.
Yes. So guys, if you have any closing questions, let us know, because it's been so fun having OfficeDrummer on here. Rick, oh my God, you're so much fun. And tell us, what is your next stream, your schedule like this week? We can catch you. Hold on.
It should be on Wednesday, but my girlfriend just texted me saying, "Can I go to a Dodger game on Wednesday?"
Aww.
So I don't. But I know for sure on Thursday we're doing a Rick and Dick stream.
Yes!
So for sure Thursday is gonna be a Rick and Dick stream. Friday we're playing a gig. Saturday I usually take off, but maybe I'll stream. So I don't know. This week in particular is kind of screwed up. But I don't know. I might not go to the Dodger game. I might just stream. I don't know. We'll see. But Thursday for sure. Rick and Dick original music stream.
Oh, I love it.
Rick and
Dick! I love it. And you have a lot of stuff in the streams, like the redemptions and that's really fun. The pickle.
Oh yeah. Oh, Pickle Rick!
Pickle Rick! It's so much fun.
Thank you.
So
we also have one more video up here. You
which one?
Pop that up on there.
Oh yeah.
200 deuces.
Okay, yeah. This was kind of this was like I ran a music collective called Mother Turf, and we got our own stage at the Pasadena Music Festival, which is like a local music festival. And so this was kind of like when the hype of 100 Onces kind of first started, and like things were like, oh dang, like maybe this could be a real band. So this was kind of like one of our first local shows where like all the friends showed up, everyone popped off. You know, so yeah, if we want to watch it, that's cool.
Yeah, it's only 3 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. I think that was our first
so
mosh
fun.
pit.
Oh man, yeah, I know. I wanted to like shove Luna.
Stop! I don't make it stop.
Yeah, that was like 10. That was 10 years ago. That's crazy. I was like 20.
Oh, you was a baby.
That riff was
Wow.
sick. That's probably one of the sickest riffs I heard. I thought, yeah,
Yeah, I like
You
it.
guys
That's
were
such a sick
instrumental.
riff.
You guys were instrumental.
Yeah, we were instrumental. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I really like it. It's like up your alley.
Yeah. So like, how long ago was that?
10 years ago.
10.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
So
Yeah.
like, who would have thought that? Like then we wouldn't think of it now, but like now it's such a popular type of genre where instrumental music is the norm to listen to, because like then it wasn't as appreciated as much. Like my first band was strictly all instrumental, and we had a lot of potential being an instrumental band. We thought that we needed a singer, so we ended up getting a singer for our last album, and then she bailed after our like last show, and it kind of put us in a weird position, because now we had the singer, but then we went back to our original instrumental roots, and that did so much better than when we had a singer. So it's like nowadays that would be a lot more appreciated to listen to as instrumental music.
Yeah, sometimes,
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't want to hear any opinions, any lyrics. You just want to hear like
Create your own
the
story
skill, and you make it your own, and like the music, and just get engulfed with the music. I love it.
Kind of like I gravitate a lot towards cinematic music, because you can kind of put yourself in your own story with the music that you're listening to. Like there's nothing that's guiding the story for you. You're putting yourself in there.
Yeah, and we, obviously we also got the same thing. Like some drunk person at some show would be like, "Let me be your singer."
Oh no!
Oh, you guys need a singer. Be like, "Bro, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, like you suck. Like go away. Yeah, there's always that one dude.
He smells like ball
It was
sack.
definitely a different time. We had a pretty good live local scene going on at the time, but that's so hard to keep going as you get older, because people get jobs, they move away and stuff.
Yeah.
But like right out of high school, it's such a potent time to be in a band and like get all the friends together and yeah. So I mean that was a great time, and that led us, that was kind of like, before we had toured at all or stuff like, or I mean, we had toured a little bit like up the West Coast, but before we had gone international and stuff. So we kind of watched the videos in reverse order of my life.
Wow. I don't even know if we didn't.
I just had it up. I was like, okay, we're going this one.
Going back to the future in a way, but not really. Aw, I really love those videos. I love seeing a lot of just how you started and how you are now. Just
The
killing
progression.
it. Yeah. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So I have one more last question, and usually it's kind of tied into the whole progression of your life. It's called the 12 songs of the soundtrack of your life, and I love hearing the 12 songs that, if you had an album that was created by all of your favorite songs, the soundtrack of your life, what would those 12 songs be? Oh,
Man.
it's either really hard or really easy for most people.
Yeah, I think. Let me think. I think my answers might surprise some people, but definitely want to have "Flim" by Aphex Twin on there. "Somewhere Beyond the Sea" by Bobby Darin.
That's a good one.
I'm pulling up Spotify, but of course it crashed because Spotify is a garbage app.
Boo.
I have a lot of anger issues when it comes to apps,
Understandable.
We all do.
specifically Spotify. Man, okay. Let me think. Like, are we talking songs just to listen to, right?
It's
Well,
like-
songs that defined like key moments of your life, like a song that reminded you of a moment that impacted you, or that developed a moment, you know, like your first kiss or like your
The first song you learned how
first
to
song you
play
learned how
on
to play
the
drums, or a song
The
that
song
reminded you of your dad or your mom and stuff like that.
driving to the beach
okay.
with your parents as a kid.
Gotcha. So then we definitely need to have Proclaimers 500 miles. I would walk
500 miles.
We need to have Whip It by Devo. We need what else do we need? We need some Black Flag in there, probably like TV Party or Rise Against or Rise Above, I mean. We need forgot about Dre. We definitely need that. Suburban Home by the Descendants. Rational Gaze by Meshuggah. Hybrid Moments by the Misfits. All Star
just
by
running it through.
There you go. There you go. See what I'm saying?
What else?
Everlong Gustavo.
You know what's funny is I never even listened to Foo Fighters before I started streaming, but then people requested Foo Fighters so much that like I got really deep into them. So yeah, definitely Green Day. So probably Burnout, the first song on Dookie.
Yeah. Reminds me of my childhood too.
Is that 12?
I think you got one more.
Yeah, wow. See, he flew through these guys. He was so awesome at this. Some people are like, oh man, I gotta think about this.
Okay, I'm trying to think of like, what's like my first Kiss song? I'm trying to think of that one. Like, what was I listening to then? Or like my first love, right?
Yeah, like the first love, like the first kiss on a, like it's weird. I remember like weird stuff like that, like details.
It's probably Red Tape by the Circle Jerks. Red Tape, I can see, can't you see? Red Tape, that's like crazy.
Also forgot about Dre. I think he said that. Did he say that?
Yeah, I think he said that.
He said
Yeah,
that.
I did, yeah.
That was a good one.
Very nice. All right.
But that's a good list. It was just a mixture of everything. It was a salad of songs of different genres too.
Mm-hmm.
I love all kinds of music.
Yeah, me too. So what are your favorite bands then of all time? The 5 favorite bands of all time.
Oh. I mean, we definitely got like
Green Day for sure.
Yeah, Green Day. Green Day was definitely like my favorite band growing up. If we're talking all time, yeah, I guess all time would be like Green Day, Rage Against the Machine, Black Flag, Hella, and probably the Mars Volta. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's the next concert you're planning on going? Do you have any tickets?
I don't have any plans to go to any concerts, but I probably should. Like usually when I go out to smaller shows or something, because there's a lot of like professionals who play in these kind of like smaller gigs, but like the people who play for like Katy Perry or something, they like play at like this small bar every Monday in kind of West Hollywood almost area that you can go to. It's like $5 or $10 and they just jam and it's like brilliant. So I usually go out to shows like that rather than like the big name shows.
Yeah, those smaller shows are pretty intimate.
I like going supporting
in New York. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just like random like Tuesday night bar shows where it's like, whoa, who's here playing drums right now? What the fuck? Ronald Bruno Jr. is like just sitting in. Okay, whatever.
This is happening.
So good. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, the scene in Los Angeles and New York, it's like there's always something popping. There's always something happening any day of the week. So we're definitely lucky that we live in the cities we do because it's always a fun time. So you can come and visit anytime you're in New York City. Look us up. We always want to have a good time. And you guys have been so amazing. Your community is so awesome.
Let's do a quick shout out road call because there's a lot in here, and we don't want you to feel left out or missed. And if if we miss you, it's because there's a lot. So and so yes, sorry. Thank you for the follow. Papa Squatch for the sub.
Thank you so much for the sub.
What?
What was that? Oh my god.
What just happened?
Release into the wild. Oh my god. Legend. Just 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Thank you for
You're
your
amazing.
support.
Thank you so much for the support, the love, the subs.
Gifting
being
a sub
here.
to Wampe.
Oh, wow,
Eric
you
plays bass.
You got some
Gia
good ones.
Stia, Phoenix, Zudamus. That's one of my band members.
Oh my god, you
Zide.
died. Oh my god, that's amazing. You got some good ones in there.
Thank you so much. And then we have is that Muskrat Jack for the sub? Hot Tub Drummer. Thank you for the follow.
Hot Tub Drummer? Oh, I gotta see that stream.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Hot Tub
wait
Drummer,
now, wait
Let
a
me
minute.
find out. Let
Hold
me
on.
find out. He's gonna be like streaming. Everybody's up in there.
Muskrat Jack for the follow. Anonymous with the gifted sub to X3141592. Oh, we got a raid.
From who? Who was raiding us?
Sorry, was that intentional? You coming with a follow and the
Oh,
raid.
thank you so much for that raid. You caught us right at the end.
Right at the end.
So
Oh, you can
definitely-
watch the replay.
Yeah, I keep these up, and also I put them on YouTube. So we have a bunch of new ones that are gonna be posted because we have a lot of them to upload. So it's gonna be fun to see.
And if you don't know, this is OfficeDrummer coming and giving us his time here in his space to tell us about his life and his developments and where he came from and a bunch of fun stories. So if you want to check him out, definitely follow him. He's an amazing person.
Best
He's fun-
podcast. Aw,
fun
thanks
to
for the
watch.
interview. Thank
He's,
you, Mandy.
He's making a name for himself here on Twitch. So you do not want to miss his journey for sure.
4 months and already 20K. So he's annihilating the game right now, guys. So definitely, I mean, I know you guys are not sleeping on him because he's really big now and he's getting front page. Let's get him to partner. Yes, Twitch, do it right. Be smart. Give this man the partner badge because he deserves it. He works really hard. He shows up, streams 7 hours. He's a beast. Amazing, beautiful personality. And that smile, that killer lady smile, though. I mean, he got it all. So go give him a follow, and I hope to see you on your next stream. Rick, you were a pleasure, an amazing person. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
so much
giving us.
having me. I appreciate you guys taking the time to ask me questions and thoughtful questions, and it was a good time. Thank you for having me, and everybody who came and watched and supported tonight. Thank you guys so much. Release, thanks for gifting those subs, and everybody who gave bits to this channel. I appreciate it a lot, and I see so many of my friends in here, and I love you guys, and
Fire
thank
gang.
you.
Fire gang.
Fire
night.
gang.
Fire gang.
Stick around for the raid.
One last time. Fire gangs in the chat.
Fire gang. And all right, let's put all the
Blow it
fire.
up.
Blow it up with the fire.
Stick around for the raid. We're gonna go raid someone amazing. Thanks again. We'll see you again soon.
Love you
Bye.
guys. Love you so much. I'll see you in the next stream.